Tonight, what we're going to cover, you guys, is we're going to go over getting started with the Credit Influencer Academy the right way and starting your credit business. And then Denise is going to cover how to dispute for your clients because she has tons of clients. She's getting results. They're happy. I literally was just on Facebook in our group and seeing all of these people comment giving Denise props. So whatever she's doing, shit is working. You know what I'm saying? So I would like for her to be able to share a little bit of her sauce with y'all tonight, especially for those of you who are just getting started. Um, let's see here. All right, let me share my screen right quick. So, Irina, right? When it comes to like your digital product, what you need to do is come to the product and you can go to settings, and this way you don't have to pay for it yourself. You can put your funnel in test mode. And when you put it in, so right here where it says payment mode, they got live and they got test. I ain't gonna hit test to mess up none of my shit, but if you flick it on the test, can somebody put the Stripe test card number in the chat? Because what Stripe has is a test card. It's like a dummy number. You can literally Google Stripe test credit card. It's going to be a dummy number that you put in when you go to check out on your page instead of your real credit card. Even if it's like, you're paying for the product, it's $97, the money's coming back to you, but those fees, right? So this is just the fees ain't really shit, but just so that you don't have to do that, you can test your funnel. All you have to do is put in a fake number. Then they're going to ask you for the what is it, the expiration date, and you want to choose any date in the future. And then when it asks you for the 3-digit pin or whatever, you can put in any numbers. You can put in 000 if you want, and it's going to do a fake transaction for you. It's going to show up in your back end as test, and then you're going to know what happens when somebody purchases. What page do they land on? What products do they get access to? That's all a part of in the Credit Influencer Academy, which I'll show you guys in a bit. In the system setup course part, there's a section that says testing your funnel. You have to test your funnel before you make it live, or else you won't know what the hell is going to happen when it's live. And that's not fair to the people that are purchasing because they're purchasing expecting to receive something. And it's okay because sometimes the automation might not even fire out. Like, so you will have to get in here and manually give people access. Um, uh, let's see. Let me just go to a random contact really quick. Hopefully she not in here, but like, look, if somebody purchases something from you and they don't get access, go to the person's contact. Like, go to contacts in your system, go to the person's name, and you would scroll down to the bottom where it says offers. So let's say that that person purchased the Credit Influencer Academy and they didn't get access. I would come to that person's contact, scroll down to offers, and I will find the Credit Influencer Academy in here. And soon as I give this person access to that, they're going to get an email with their login credentials and they might get a text if I have that set up. That is how you solve that problem every single time. Sometimes you can do it, it's going to be automatic, but sometimes you have to manually come in and give the person access, and that's how you do it. All right. Yeah, let's get into the getting started tonight. Just so we know, like, how many of you guys in the chat are in the CIA? And then if you're not in the CIA, if you're in the school, like, let us know if you're in the CIA, school, or both. Oh man, I see y'all. Y'all said doing good. What's going on, Daryl, Shimon, KC, Zamir? Good to have you back. You just had a baby. Irina just made her first sale. Like, this month about to be crazy. This month about to be crazy. She said she didn't even make one. She made two. Both. CIA, CIA. All right, cool. Yeah, if you're in the school, if you're in the school and you ain't in CIA, you're in for a treat tonight, but you're gonna be missing out every other day after that. All right, so let's get started. If you're brand new to the Credit Influencer Academy, here's some information that you should keep in mind. You invested into the Credit Influencer Academy, so you should go through the entire course. I know a lot of people will buy things and don't go through it all the way, but that's how you end up not getting the full result. For example, Dom and myself, we bought a course on how to start an event space. I don't really think we opened that course. So clearly, we do not have a profitable event space. Chances are, if we went through the entire program, we would. All right. So make sure that you go through what you pay for. And we understand that it is a lot of information, but it's information that's literally going to change your life. We know it for a fact. And it's 10 years of us learning and applying information. Some of the information that didn't work, we condensed all of that information and learning into two main courses. One is going to be the Credit Influencer Academy, the course. This course teaches you how to start getting customers in your credit repair business, how to start running a successful credit repair business, like how to be the Don of credit repair. Over on the other side, you get access to the Credit Influencer Academy system setup. That's going to show you how to set up your funnels for your appointments, how to create funnels for your digital products, how to create paid appointment funnels, whatever you really want to do. The system setup is going to get you off onto the right start of doing that. I've seen people come in here and just start with doing their credit repair business as a service, and then they get a course, and then next thing you know, they have a mentorship. They're teaching other people how to do what they're doing. The income's unlimited. It's just a matter of you taking the time to learn these skills. So I already explained that with the credit influencer. The first section is it teaches you how to build your business and attract clients. The system setup teaches you how to set up all the automations, the systems, and funnels on your back end. So, what I need for everybody who's in the Credit Influencer Academy, if you're new, even if you're, a past member, make sure you log in to Consult Me, please, and make sure that you have both of those two courses that I mentioned. You have both the Credit Influencer Academy course and the Credit Influencer System Setup. I already saw that there's like 280 people, and I think there's 281 have the system set up and 280 have this. So everybody got access pretty much. You just have to make sure that you log in and you can find it. And I want you to be able to find it, because what's the point of buying it if you can't find it? If you cannot find it, please make sure that you email our support or put something in the chat so somebody can get to you. But you can email our support 24/7 and we'll make sure that you get access right away. Again, what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. You must study and apply everything that you learn for inside of the program to maximize your results. I've seen people go through this program and get to $20,000-$30,000 a month following the blueprint, like they weren't at that before or even close. So I know that it works. You just got to take your time. Inside the Credit Influencer Academy, you're going to learn two very highly profitable and unique skill sets. The first skill is how to attract clients to your business and get eyeballs on whatever it is that you're selling. We can say now there's been, shit, I don't even know. It's more than a handful of people, because a handful is 10. So more than 10 people we've helped get to 20, 30, 40, 50, even higher thousand followers on social media to get eyeballs on whatever it is that they offer. And I want you guys to understand that that skill set isn't only for credit. If you learn how to go viral, like if you learn a framework that works for you that goes viral, you can pretty much do it in any business. I'll give you an example. One framework that pretty much proves to go viral pretty commonly is the strategy of walking up to a stranger on the street. Like, if I'm sure you guys have been scrolling Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or Instagram, and you've seen the guys who have the microphone, they'll go up to somebody on the street and they'll ask them questions. Most people just don't have the balls to go and do that, or the smarts to just have your friends line up. Like, I was working with a guy who has a gym, and he's trying to push these different offers and softwares. And I was like, bro, you might as well just go stand in front of your gym. All of your buddies that's inside, as soon as they walk out, you act like you're interviewing them, because it's a framework that goes viral. That's what the platforms want. That's just one of the frameworks that go viral. So if you learn to do that for credit, why couldn't you do that for a gym? Or why couldn't you do that for a hair salon or whatever, right? You can do that for anything. So that's the first skill, is learning how to attract people and get eyeballs. The second skill you're going to learn is how to create systems and digital products so that you can continue creating new funnels until you find your $1 million funnel, right? It took us about 10 years to find a funnel that made us $1 million. But now we've got that framework. We're helping tons of people be able to create their first funnels or their first six-figure funnels because we learned how to do it for ourselves. So if you learn how to build your own funnel, don't you think you could do it for somebody else? You could help somebody else become a millionaire and you just tagging along. You know what I'm saying? You getting cut off a little bit on the back end. So, like I said, you can, once you learn how to master it for yourself, you can help other people to do it. So, there's two main roads that you can take when you start the Credit Influencer Academy. The first route is going to be that you can run a credit repair business and provide the service like a service provider. People are coming to you, booking appointments or whatever, and you're signing them up for credit repair and you're executing the credit repair for them. That's the first route. The second route you can take is you can just be like, I don't want to deal with customers. I just want to coach people on how to do their credit themselves. That's where you would create a DIY course or a coaching program. And it's funny because Denise is coming up in a little bit, but one of the things I was talking to her about was when we used to do consultations. There's two ways that I did consultations for credit. And I'm talking about paid. I would charge like $300, which that's what I thought was fair at the time, $300 for an hour and a half session. In that hour and a half session, the first third of it, so the first 30 minutes, I would be going over what is credit, how it works, and breaking down the 5 factors of credit because most people credit is shot out because they don't even know how it works. So I would explain credit to them. Just how a lot of you guys, if you've gone through our Magic Eraser, like the first section that's called Mastering Credit, that's the stuff I'm covering with them. 5 factors, utilization, payment date, uh, inquiries, how it affects you, all of that stuff, I'm explaining it to them. In the second third of that call, we're going to go and dissect that individual, or it may be two people, like a couple. We'll go through their credit report and identify all of the positive accounts and all of the negative accounts. And I would, what's wrong, buddy? And I would explain to them why this is positive, why this is negative, etc. The last third of that call would be me showing them my dispute process based off of the accounts that they have. So if they have 5 collections, I'm going to be going over the steps to remove collections so that they can go do it on their own. Because we only got an hour and a half. Like I can't do the shit for you. And then I would save that video, make sure that they get the replay and any documents or anything that I promised them during that call. I would just like let's say I got a checklist of credit builder accounts or something like that. I can go ahead and provide that to them after the call, so it's not like the call is enough, but I'm all about over delivering. So I want you to remember the credit bull in your house. So I'm gonna get me a little flyer made up or something with all of the different credit builder accounts and stick the credit bull logo at the top saying credit building resources for whatever their name is. Right? This is when we get to talking about offers in the CIA, like this is what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, you can do a consultation, but what makes your consultation different than the next person's? All right. You want to make sure you pack enough value into every single thing that you do. So if Dom and myself were to start over from scratch, the first thing that we would do is start with the credit repair business doing the service, simply because it makes the most money. And well, uh, if you're broke and you need to make money, that's going to be the fastest way for you to start making money. Now, another reason why we would start with the credit repair business is because in any industry that you're in, the person that's going to win is the person that can connect the most with the people. So for you to be able to connect the most with the people, you got to talk to them, right? You got to find out what are the common things that a lot of these people are dealing with. You need to find out their personalities, all of that. You need to figure out who are you attracting, because you're not just attracting like people out of thin air or something. Like these are real live human beings, right? They got real shit going on. So you need to be able to figure out what are their pain points, like what are the things that these people need to win. What were their experiences like before coming to you? Where are they finding you? Like I would realize people were finding me on YouTube, so I would double down on posting YouTube content. All of those things is going to help you become a better business owner when it comes to being a credit repair business owner, even if you decide to be a coach. teaches you how to handle the customers and what the marketplace really needs. That's why we would start like that from scratch. Next, we would create a DIY program to help people with their specific issues. So when you guys are just starting out, like let's say you don't know how to remove bankruptcies. Well, just say you don't know how to remove bankruptcies. My course is simply on how to remove inquiries. The first DIY course that I had that made me like $3,000 in a day was like, I couldn't believe it. It was an $18 inquiry removal guide, which I don't even offer anymore. I just added it to my credit essentials bundle, but I was selling that thing for $18. I wasn't the best at doing everything. Like I didn't really even know. This was like 4 years ago now. I didn't really know how to remove like late payments and stuff like that. I just removed closed accounts. That's what I was doing. And it worked out for me. So you don't have to like try to know everything and act like you know everything. Like just be who you are. And a good DIY course takes time. And the best DIY courses are going to be based off of your knowledge and experience. Um, this is why when I'm working with people, I always tell you guys like I don't really want to give you a template. Like I want to know what you want to do because it's not going to come out authentic if it's something that I wrote for you. You need to be able to write it. Like you need to be able to know what you want to do. What do you want to help people with? It's literally that simple. It's probably just because you just want to make money and not help people. But if you just focus on helping people, you're going to make money by default. So focus on the customer first whenever building out anything digital. Once you've mastered the digital game and your digital products have surpassed your service-based income, I would then move on to referral-based services only. So for instance, if somebody came to me right now and said, "Hey, I want you to do my credit." Well, I'm partnered with other people who do have a credit repair business and they do that. So it's not like I'm leaving money on the table. I'm only going to partner with people that I trust wholeheartedly. And so I can feel comfortable. Like if some people in my DM, I got an automated message that's sending them right over to the people I'm referred to or I'm partnered with. And money doesn't miss anything. So I would make sure that that's how I would do it. For those of you who do want to create a DIY credit repair course, last week we updated the outline inside of there. So what I saw was the outline prior was like it was like 30 or 40 different modules, and I don't want to overwhelm y'all. Like I want you to get it done. Our thing is like 75, 80 modules, but like we didn't do that all at one time. So right now, I believe this one, I don't want to share the whole thing because I might put this video on YouTube. I don't want them to steal my template, you feel me? But I believe it's like 10 or 12 modules that you'll need to create. And I wrote this from scratch. So I believe like I didn't chat GPT this. Like I believe um these steps are the right steps that you need to make a successful DIY course. Oh, so you can find the new outline in section 7 of the Credit Influencer Academy. That section is creating a six-figure DIY course. All right, so now let's move on to the checklist. And I also updated section 1 of the Credit Influencer Academy, and you can find all three of these checklists that I'm talking about right now in that section, section 1. So 1, make sure that you complete the course. That's a given. 2, make sure that you complete the homework assignments and post the results in the Facebook group. Again, you're going to get what you put into it. So there's homework in a lot of the modules, and the homework a lot of the times requires you to post something in the Facebook community, update us or whatever it is. Make sure that you do those things, right? Um, make sure you register your business, you get a domain name. Our recommended domain names are going to be GoDaddy because it links easily with the system and also Namecheap. So when it comes to creating your domain name, you want to have a generic domain name for your consulting business, and for like when you sign up for like Stripe and different things, you don't want to be using, PhiladelphiaCreditRepair.com. You would just want like PhillyConsultant.com or something like that, something very generic. So, um, you're the one like I have the creditbull.com and I will never put that on the application. but I bought that with GoDaddy. But like, let's say I needed a backup domain that I could put on applications, and I was just gonna put like thebennettslc.com. I would probably buy that from Namecheap because Namecheap is notorious for having really cheap domains. Like if you go to GoDaddy, you're looking at $10 minimum every domain you buy, whereas Namecheap, you're looking at like $2. So the generic domain that you would throw out, you buy that on Namecheap. The domain that you love, you buy that on GoDaddy. Next, you want to make sure that you get access to your payment processors. In the CIA, we teach for digital products, you need Stripe. You can use PayPal, but you need Stripe. You need Stripe. For payment, like for your credit. Hey, Weston, can you shut my door, please? For people that are paying you for credit repair, you, huh?
Saying whoever dies first in Fortnite is gay.
All right. Make sure that like we use QuickBooks to take payments from our customers. I seen somebody that was making a lot of money, and they were taking their payments for credit repair on Stripe, and Stripe shut them down. Again, we repeat, we never took payments for credit repair on Stripe. That is only for digital products or or consulting. You can mess around and find out if you want to. Okay. For those of you who do want to create a free masterclass to generate leads for your business, we have a template in here for you guys. You just move out Cody and you put yourself in there. And like your color scheme, all of this is editable. Dom has a video inside the CIA that is teaching you how to edit it. So it's dummy proof pretty much. And for those of you who are in business credit, we also have a template for you to use for business credit. Okay. And it just breaks down how to get access to funding. Again, it's going to be better if it's in your words and things like that. But at the end of the day, the requirements to get access to funding are universal. Like they don't really change. And again, this checklist you can find in section 1. So if you know, once you come here, you click here and you'll be right in the template to go ahead and edit it for yourself. When it comes to building out your funnels, make sure that you build out your credit repair appointment funnel. There's videos. The most important thing when you start is updating the custom value. So that's going to be asking like, what is your business name? What is your what else does it ask? Like maybe your phone number, or it might ask for your domain. Different things because the snapshot is already made. But for you to customize small things, like you don't want it at the end to say, thanks for reaching out to us, and it's a blank credit company instead of saying your credit company. So that's why you update the custom values. Next, after you got your credit repair business funnel set up, I would then go ahead and set up my lead magnet funnel, which is going to be these two down here. This is how you're going to get people to be interested in your business. Like, could you imagine you start a credit business, you're offering credit repair for $500. People have no idea that you do credit. You just started out. They don't even trust you. And you're just like, yo, pay me 500, pay me 500, pay me 500. They're like, no. But if you could actually show them that you know what you do, and show them that you're an expert in what you do, and show them that you're capable of getting results, even if you just got started and you cleaned your whole credit report or whatever, those is the results for you to show. But a lot of times we feel like we don't got enough results. They got more testimonials than me. I ain't posting and I ain't talking about it. Now you need to celebrate every single win, especially when you're just getting started. Every single win in every way possible. Okay. So when you use a lead magnet, it's an easy way, it's a low pressure way of getting people to say, hey, yeah, I am interested in fixing up my credit. Now let me indulge in your lead magnet and see if you're the person I want to do business with. Because like I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago with selling without selling, you don't have to convince somebody to fix their own credit. The lender is gonna convince them. You feel me? So all you have to do is show them that you are a candidate to actually help them with their problem. You don't have to sell them anything. Next thing is there's a content schedule for you guys. If you're just starting out, you never really posted content on social media. If you refer back to section 8, May 23rd's class, in that class, you'll be able to find our content calendar and our content schedule. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick for y'all. Content. Here it is. Okay, cool. So in the content calendar, you'll be able to download this and then it's going to open it right up for you, right? Watch that class because it's going to explain it all the way from the beginning for you. But then if you scroll down, there's examples for each one of these types of posts that I'm talking about so that you're not starting from the bottom. You're not starting from the bottom, like not at all, right? So make sure you take advantage of that when you get there. Am I still on the right page? Here we go. Let me see. I forget which one I was on. Oh, it's this one. Okay, yeah. So the content class is in section 8. If you want to learn how to automate your social media, make sure that you go through the course because we talk about that. But like if you see people that like say comment X, Y, and Z for the link, they're using ManyChat or they're using go high level, which we give everybody access to. So like our system is just a white label version of go high level with a bunch of bonuses. Another thing that you can do to automate your business is hire somebody. So that's one of the main things. Like I only like I repaired a bunch of people's credit, but when it was like me working on clients, I got one client, my first client, and I sat outside for like 3 hours doing all of these freaking inquiries. And I was like, man, like this 3 hours, I could have shot a YouTube video that could have reached thousands of people. Or I could have been talking to the people that's been messaging me and closing them. I had somebody that was trying to pay me 500 and I needed that 500, but I'm sitting there like a nut doing the damn disputes that are taking me forever that my sister could have been doing. My little sister could have been doing. My little brother could have been doing, right? So I immediately, right then and there, went to Fiverr.com and I hired my assistant. And from that day on, I never had to touch anybody's credit report ever again personally. I would just send, as soon as I enrolled them, I would assign them to him, make sure that they send me all of the documents that I needed, and then he would just go ahead and get to work. And then every month he would send me an update, a screenshot of what's going on, what happened, what's going up, what's going down. And then I would just go ahead just like this, and I would record a quick video and send it over to my client and show them their update. Um, and also if you're on social media, make sure when you post, you're using a call to action. It's one of the worst things you can do is post a piece of content online. First of all, we know damn well like when we post, we don't even know how many people it's going to hit. So why would you waste the post? You're wasting posts when you don't put comment or DM or whatever it is to go to another level with me. You're literally wasting a. I wish I would. Like I hate posting, but I damn sure ain't about to post and waste it. I'm gonna get even if it's one comment or one lead, I'm milking it. Absolutely. Because McDonald's, Wendy's, Walmart, they don't got no problem marketing to me on the side of the pages I'm shopping on, or marketing to me when I'm trying to watch the Olympics, or even watching a kid YouTube channel. They putting ads on that. Like the baby can't watch no ads. They selling to us all damn day. So I would hope that you sell your stuff as well. I'm just gonna go through this part really quick. Is Denise, are you here? Um, I think it was Letitia said what section? What section for what? And I'll go back and tell you. Core. Okay, so make sure that you guys
I'm
have
here.
course. All right, cool. I got like another 10 minutes and I'm good. Course access. Make sure that you guys have course access. If you don't, make sure you email our support. Also, make sure that you guys have community access. If you are in the Credit Influencer Academy, make sure you're both in the Facebook group and you're in the Facebook chat. The Facebook chat is buzzing daily with people with all different types of questions, people sharing their results and all types of stuff. So if you have a credit business, man, I wish I had a community like that to be a part of when I was starting out. Like, it's insane, man. Make sure you're in the groups. Okay. These live mentorship calls are bi-weekly every Tuesday night. You can get your questions answered. Sometimes we do more formal classes like this where we'll have presentations ready to go just to make sure we, dumping that value into you every once in a while. Um, Make sure that you build out your funnels with the system set up. If you need to fast track your funnels, we do offer a done for you funnel service. So like building out your credit repair business funnel or building out your digital products, you can we'll build them for you. We'll do the whole damn thing. Except for like coming up with your what you're actually doing and recording your videos, like you do have to do that. But we show you examples of every single thing that you need to do because we've had other people do it before you. It's a simple process. And if you're looking for additional support, let's say you're in the Credit Influencer Academy and you're new and you're not in our school community, it's only $15 a month to join. And that way you can get your questions answered daily. Like people are always answering people in the school community, that's for sure. And I'm not going to go over this checklist, but this is a systems setup checklist. So when you're on the second part of the course, this is the checklist that you'll be following to set up your system and customize it for yourself. Just follow all these things, check them off, and you'll have a funnel that's ready to go. And again, the last part right here is very important. Test your funnel. It is your job to test your funnel. I'm not going to go over the digital product checklist. Maybe next time. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, I'll go over this next time, the digital product checklist. That one takes a really long time. Again, make sure that you guys are getting access to your payment processors. Stripe is going to be for your digital products and consulting. If you want to take credit repair clients, I would highly recommend that you download QuickBooks for that. Okay, those are the only two I've ever used. Don't ask me about nothing else. Like I've literally been using them for years. Like my Stripe's been open since like 2021. Okay. Content schedule, we talked about that. Social media automations, mini chat, DM automations, yep, all the actions on social media. Okay, cool. So for those of you who are in the credit influencer, or maybe you're in another business and you're making at least $3,000 a month, you can apply for our coaching program. Our goal is to help everybody get to $10,000 a month or more. If you're already at 10K a month, cool. Like we can get you to 50. We can get you to 100. It doesn't really matter. Because the things that we do in our business, I know like most people just aren't doing. It's just too much. But once you understand the framework and you got it, you'll be able to do it if you want to. And then you'll also be able to put together your team so that they can help you to do it. So, really quick, I just want to talk about some of the things that we talk about inside of our two-on-one coaching. And like it's all customized. Like it's not like cookie cutter, it's customized to what you really need to know. But a lot of times the truth is a lot of people don't even know what they need to know. It's literally sad. Like just seeing people fail, 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 fail. It's like, bro, we failed too long for you to be failing. You could literally just get the answers from us. Like we do it every day. So number one is going to be a complete business audit. We're going to look at your offers, your funnels, all of that. Look at your links and tell you what's working and what's not. And we don't have to like guess. We could just go look at your stats. Your stats are going to tell the story of what's going on in your business. And you can't lie from those, right? What they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We also talk about the different offers that you should have in your business. A lot of times people are just trying to sell, 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 and they're missing out on the lead magnet offer. Or they're selling something, but they're missing out on something that they could be selling on the back end. Because Apple, $1 trillion company, it's the only company to become $1 trillion company. And they're actually a $3 trillion company. So which means that they did it 3 times over, right? One of the main things that Apple knows is customer ascension. is that whenever you solve a problem, it's going to create another problem. So, for instance, you bought a phone, right? You just bought a new iPhone Pro Max. You gonna get insurance or what? Right? You getting insurance or what? They solved the problem with coming out with the sexiest phone that everybody want. Now it's a whole nother problem. The phone's cracking. People got to go back in their wallet and buy a new one. So now a whole nother business comes in, right? And you guys can be doing this in your business. Not only are we gonna we gotta get insurance. We gotta get Apple, what's the iCloud or whatever. We paying for the little extra storage. Now it's we don't got enough. All of these different, you gotta get a case, you gotta get a screen protector. All of these different things came from one thing being created, y'all. Right? So that's why we talk about the 4 levels of offers, because most of y'all missing out on the money. Like, you're just missing it. Can Jimmy, if you could drop the link for them to go and apply for 2-on-1 coaching with us. Also, lead generation strategies. We help you to generate more leads in your business. Last month, we generated around like 11,000 leads in our business, and it made us around $60,000. We paid $13,000 for paid advertising, a little under 13, but whatever, right? And that's how we generate leads in our business. And you don't even have to be paying for advertising. Another thing that we help you with is systems and automation. We help you to look at your system, find out what you should be automating and what you shouldn't be automating. One of the things that I see a lot of people struggling with right now is having appointments with unqualified people, or people taking up spots on their calendar that are unqualified, right? In my head, I put together an automation to solve that problem, and it can be done in a couple of different ways, but it's not in your head yet, right? So that's what we would talk about, is all of those things to help you automate things in your business. Also, hiring staff. A year ago, can y'all say happy anniversary to Jem? It was about a year ago when we hired Jem, when Don was about to have our third son, and we hired Jem. We had an assistant prior, but she was nothing like Jem. And being able to have her in our business and even help us to hire more employees and just being more organized, those are the kind of things we want to help you with. Identifying who you need, helping you to place them in your business, and then helping you to train them in your business. Because a big mistake that I see so many people with virtual assistants is they believe the virtual assistants know how to do what's in their head. It doesn't work like that. Like, you have to give them the instructions. And a lot of times we're not, like, if you haven't had a job in management, which I didn't, I had to go when I was learning how to become a better like boss and how to hire people and stuff. My friend who worked at Target, he was in management for years. And I was like, man, I think we went to Arizona or something. And the whole time I was just trying to figure out, like, how does Target work? Like, with the hiring process, how do you go about it? Because I didn't know, I sucked. So I needed to go reach out to somebody who's been doing it longer than me. Okay. And my friend was working there for like, since we got out of high school. Since we got out of high school. Also, viral content creation. We go over that. We go over how to build webinars that convert. So if you have anything, one way to sell it is a webinar. You could give me anything and I can sell it through a webinar pretty much. And I want to show you that. Um, Professional branding, we'll handle all of your branding and things like that if we need to. If you need done for you services, like you need new funnels, you want to do a 5-day challenge, you want to do a new course, you want to do a mentorship, you want to do a 2-day summit, I don't care what it is. Or you want to do a community, a paid community like our school community, right? We'll help you to build that out as well if that's something that you want to do. So make sure that you guys click the link in the chat so that you can schedule a call about our 2-on-1 mentorship and see if you're a good fit to work with us. We don't take a lot of people every single month. And over on the right hand side, you can just see some videos, if you go to our website, of different people that we've coached and what they say about us, right? But nobody's going to take you into the back end of their business and be transparent like we do. With everybody we work with, it's just like a free for all. You get to see everything, and we make sure that you get the results that you're looking for. So that's how you get started with the credit influencer the right way. make sure that you guys are applying for customized coaching so we can get you to 10K plus. If you're already at 10K, let's get you to 50 or 100, okay? And I think that is the end of that's the end of tonight's presentation, you guys, for me. And now Denise, if you're ready, you can get into disputing. Did y'all get value from my call or my section? Maybe not.
I
No
sure
value.
did.
They didn't though. It's cool. We'll just keep the value to ourselves next time, Denise. All right.
I did too.
Word. I hope you get that problem solved. Make sure you reach out to us if anything.
I hope so too. I I don't know. I should probably reach out to the gym person through your customer service.
No. We'll reach out to Jem if anything. Dom does customer service, so you can email our support, but like you got to go through the credit influencer system setup as far
Mikal,
as
can you hear me? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me what the issue is? Sorry, I had to go put the baby down and he would not go down. So like I missed everything. So what's your
Sheesh.
issue? Tell me real quick and I can solve it.
So someone purchased yesterday, but they wrote me today saying that they didn't get like no email. They was waiting. So I said, let me hurry up and purchase really fast, but I didn't get no email or anything. And
All
I'm
right,
like, okay.
real quick. Do you mind if I share my screen and go into your system to show everybody? Because this is a problem that other people might have. Do you mind?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Hold on. Brax,
Did I already share my screen and show that y'all?
did you show you
No,
showed her
you
how to
good.
fix it?
I kind of did, but you probably have another way of doing it, so it's okay.
Okay.
I went into my
I
system and
tried to
showed
do
everybody
that
generally.
trigger automation thing as well, like to do take live off a thing.
Yeah,
But
no.
I
I'll
didn't
show you.
I didn't set up like the funnel part, so I'm a little confused.
Can you guys hear Braxton screaming? He's playing Fortnite behind me.
No, not really.
Okay, good. Just tell me if you can, because I can tune him out, but other people might not be able to. All right, hang on 2 seconds. I'm just pulling up your account. So, oh my God, the trash he is talking behind me. All right, let me share my screen. And hang
Oh, good job, Ben. You listened.
Okay. So I'm in here. And they are purchasing. What is it? Like, where's the automation of what they're purchasing?
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So when somebody purchases, you should have an automation set up so that it's going to give them access to the offer, along with login credentials and things like that. Do you have any of that set up back here, like delivery of your product or anything?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do that part. I thought
Girl, you gotta go through the training. All right.
Oh, I
So
thought you got I'm sorry, I'm just confused. I thought you
no,
guys was doing
it's a no. So okay. So purchased, I see here. Okay, that purchase, take control. Is this it? The DIY course here?
Oh, that guy had nothing.
Yeah.
Take control. Okay. So all right. So the trigger is the order form submitted. So let's look here. And this is it here. Okay. So they're given the offer. So guys, just to explain, like triggers are like when something happens, it's like the cause, right? Meaning like, okay, so somebody went and filled out an order form, they purchased something. So once somebody goes and purchases, anything that's after these top steps is what happens thereafter. So for example, this person purchased like something, right? So then immediately what happens after that is they're given access to the product, okay? Which is here, the offer. And then it sends an internal notification. I know you got that where it said DIY course purchase because you sent me the screenshot. And then they get a text message that says, thanks for your purchase, blah, 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 blah. And then they get a tag added to them that they purchased. So what I'm thinking is that it's not in your workflow. It's gotta be might be something in your memberships here. So I'm going to memberships and then settings. And I want to see here. Okay, so these two things need to be turned off. Just need to have the top one. All right. And what's the person's, do you know the person's name that purchased?
Yeah, it is something Berry. Let me see.
I think was it Brittany or something? I remember you showed me in the screenshot.
Nicole
earlier.
Berry.
Nicole. It wasn't her name like N-I-C-H? Yeah, there she is. Okay.
No.
So take control of your credit.
All right, I'm reporting.
Hold on. Okay, so D&D turned on and turned off. When did she, okay, she bought here. Okay, look.
I reported.
Aha, that's the problem. Okay, so the email tried to send. So what I did is I came to the contacts to find the girl, right? And what happened was it looks like the email tried to send here. This is her login credentials that she received. So if you went to the conversation and didn't see that, you would have just had to click like where I did. It said to load more messages or load previous messages. And you can see here there's a red caution sign here. So it's saying that you're not allowed to send emails because your Mailgun subscription was canceled. So you need to log into Mailgun and go make sure that that is active. Because then after that's done, you should be able to resend her login credentials. Like just click resend here and it should go through.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
a lot of times, guys, like if there's a problem, like somebody says they didn't receive login credentials, right? One of the best ways to view it is like go to the conversation and see what happened, because a lot of your answers are going to be in here. Like if they didn't receive any email of any kind with login credentials, then it's got to be your automation. Like it has to be there. That just means that they weren't given access to the offer. But I'm seeing here, she got the offer. So I knew that she got, like she had to get the email. So I just went back and saw that it tried to send. Okay. And then I saw here that it failed, like it wouldn't allow her to send. So all you have to do is go to Mailgun, Irina, and just make sure your subscription is good. And then we can do like a test email. So that's why you didn't get login credentials either, because it's not sending them out to anybody. So any emails you try to send aren't going to go out at all until that's fixed.
Okay, that
Problem
makes sense,
solved.
because I'm like, I thought Dom and them, set up the automation and stuff. So I don't know
Yeah, it's all
completely
there.
fully what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's all there. So you just have to reach out to Mailgun and solve that. So it might just be you have to enter in like maybe your card expired, because I remember that was a situation before, So you just might have to update your card on file and then you'll be fine. All right. Cool. And hi,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
I'm officially back. I'm here. I feel bad because I missed like the whole beginning, but I'll catch you guys next time. But yeah,
I'll
so
let you stay to the end and I'll dip.
you don't need to. The baby's sleeping.
All right. Denise, are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm here. Yes. I was
All
just
right.
getting everything situated. Ty holding it down right now. She in the kitchen. She about to cook dinner.
Oh, she can come cook us dinner.
Literally, she's being awesome right now. Hi everyone. For those who are or don't know me, my name is Denise. I have been rocking with Dom and Mikkel for a good minute now, for over a year. About now, because I don't even remember the date from that Orlando event, but since then, even before then, we've been rocking. But I thought it'd be very beneficial for you guys to know how to dispute for your clients, because I've been getting a lot of messages, even in the school community, for those members that are here. Especially if you are currently running your own credit repair business. I really, really struggled with this in the beginning when I first started. And I remember actually reaching out to a few members in the CIA because I wasn't familiar with any disputing platform. All of that was new to me. And I'm like, how the heck? Like I went through the Magic Eraser course. I'm like, okay, how am I going to relate this and integrate it with clients? How is this going to work? I think I reached out to Key to even figure out the FTC, which we're also gonna go over, not in full depth, but we're gonna slide over through that information. And also Casey, I think she also was able to assist with Dispute Fox, which is the platform we're also gonna talk about today. But you kind of make everything your own when it comes down to you really taking the time to learn your platform and how to use it with your clients. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen here because there's going to be some things that we're going to go over that's very important. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're going to share. Hello. All right, guys, let me know when you guys are able to see my screen here. It should be the slide on how to dispute for clients. Let me know that you guys are still with me. Drop the little
Yes.
fire emojis. Something.
You guys can unmute, to answer. That would be nice.
Yes, don't, I always tell people to in the school community, don't be shy because closed mouths don't get fed. Always say that. Awesome. All right, guys. So we're gonna really just start off with the basics. This is the basics. When you are doing credit repair for other clients, it's so important for you guys to look into an onboarding platform. Your onboarding platform is really just the platform that you're going to utilize to dispute for your clients if you go that route, and we'll also cover a few sections on that as well. We'll go into detail. And then also to onboard your clients so that way you can get all of their personal information and have all of their documents get uploaded onto that system as well. So we're gonna present it this way so you guys hopefully can see it better that way. So I personally only started with the Dispute Fox. So my experience is only within this platform. I can't speak about other credit platforms, maybe others who are currently using another platform. You're able to share what works better for you. But there's Credit Repair Cloud, Score CEO. I've heard of Client Dispute Manager. Honestly, there's so many platforms out there that you just have to take your time and really do your due diligence and figure out what works best for your business and for whatever your needs are for your clients. I've heard good things about Credit Repair Cloud. I don't know what drew me to Dispute Fox. I think it is a bit more pricier than Credit Repair Cloud. I don't think by much, but I just find it so much easier to navigate through them. And that's just my personal preference. So make sure that if you guys are taking on clients, that if it's working for you, maybe you can't afford right now, as a starting business, a credit onboarding platform. I used to keep everything like on an Excel. If you got to get organized, use an Excel sheet, have all of your clients organized by name, the date they started, whether or not they submitted their documents to you to start the process of disputing. If you're able to invest into these things, I highly suggest, like I love Dispute Fox. I'm always vouch for Dispute Fox moving forward. But if you can, get an onboarding platform because it's going to make everything so much easier. They actually send, you're able to customize all the forms, like the credit repair agreement. You're able to edit that and actually send it to all of your clients that gets onboarded with you. Excuse me. And then you're also able to send all of the credit repair expectations, yes, and also the agreement, the contract stating that this is what's going to happen, a whole breakdown, and then also you're able to send any messages to your clients regarding the disputing process. And then the client feels a little bit more safer when they're submitting documents, like personal documents, like their social security number, their driver's license, all of that good things, onto an actual portal where they get to log into. Because once you onboard them to Dispute Fox or whatever platform that you're currently using, you actually initiate an onboarding form or paperwork. The system automatically is going to prompt them to, or actually it's going to automatically prompt them to log in with their login credentials that the platform will automatically generate for them. And once they log in, they'll be able to upload their documentation, which is their driver's license, their proof of address, and their social security number. I require all of those documents before doing anything, and they absolutely always have to have signed their credit repair agreement on there. Without those top priority tasks that is assigned to the client, I will not move forward whatsoever. DisputFox or any onboarding platform just makes it easier to keep everything organized in one place. And it's just communications just amazing with that being said. Now, depending what credit monitoring platform that you are using, I highly suggest looking into what credit monitoring website you're using to see if it integrates with that platform. So for example, DisputeFox, I believe it only allows like 3 credit monitoring platforms. The top is like MyScoreIQ, IdentityIQ, and Smart Credit. I don't know because I haven't played around with it. I don't use any other credit monitoring platform. For those who are not aware what that is, it's basically a website that you log into to look at your full credit report, like IdentityIQ, Smart Credit, MyScoreIQ, annualcreditreport.com, things of that nature. So in order to move forward with disputing for the client, you have to have a copy of the credit report. So you want to make sure that you're able to integrate their full credit report into the system that we use to onboard all clients. If they don't, like if you're using let's say IdentityIQ, you're having all your clients sign up for that to review their credit report, and you're using like Score CEO, and you're not able to integrate their credit report, it's not going to work. It's going to be very much of a headache for you because you definitely need to be reviewing their credit report in order for you to submit those disputes for those clients. So that's something you do want to keep an eye out for. It hasn't personally happened to me. It's happened to a few people where they have this issue. You may be able to contact the actual owner of that platform or their customer service department, and they may be able to manually integrate those two for you. That's something that you also can take accountability for and reach out to them if that is an issue. And for those who are not aware, for DisputeFox, I have all of my clients sign up for MyScoreIQ. That's just my personal preference as well. I like to see the true accurate credit score, which is your FICO score. That's why we always recommend to our clients not to check their Credit Karma for that simple fact, because it's not your true accurate score. I'll have my clients all the time message me asking me, why is my credit score different on MyScoreIQ than it is Credit Karma? I mean, we would think that's basic knowledge, but it honestly isn't. And I'm not saying that to downplay anyone. This is not common knowledge to us nowadays. This is something that you just learn over time, that your Credit Karma is not your accurate score. So I do explain that to them. You may want to explain that to your credit clients moving forward, because you don't want them to be confused or discouraged that possibly their FICO score is lower than their Credit Karma, because their Credit Karma is ultimately going to be it's going to be higher than their FICO score. So that's something to also keep in mind. And let's say that you want to use IdentityIQ, always verify what scoring system they're using, so you can explain that to your clients in full, for full disclosure. I also think it's very beneficial to create an SOP, a standard operating procedure form, for all of the accounts that you're going to be disputing for your clients. It's very important for you guys to stay organized, because when I first started, I was doing this all myself. Right now, obviously, I have a team at this point that I was able to train, and they assist me now with the disputing. But when it's just you yourself starting out, I wish I would have had something like this for myself, because it keeps you organized, it keeps you accountable. And when you have a set, let's say, for example, you're disputing for clients. Let's say that you're disputing collections off their credit reports, you're disputing inquiries, you're disputing, let's say, bankruptcies, repos. Everything's not going to be the same for everyone, right? But let's say initially you're disputing let me see. I think that's gonna be in the next slide because I don't want to confuse you guys too much. So for this slide, we'll just keep it as you have accounts that you're disputing, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcy. You want to have a standard protocol of how you are disputing that account every single time for a client. So that way, even if you were to bring on help later down the road and you're not disputing yourself anymore, or it's getting too much because you have too many clients, they know what they need to input for a dispute for that specific account. Okay. I think that's awesome. I started off with just putting this on a notes pad. If you want to create an SOP on Canva, you can do so. But I made sure to provide that SOP for my VAs who handle the disputes, so they know what accounts and what is the reason and instruction that they're putting in for that account every single time for every client. Which brings me to the fact that, or to explain to you guys that there are many ways to dispute. There isn't like a right or wrong way for you guys to dispute for a client. Again, I know this is probably overwhelming because you're taking what you learned from the Magic Eraser course for yourself and trying to input that into or integrate that to clients. And I was thinking, dang, do I have to go to the postal office every time, to mail this for every single client, or do I have to create an FTC report? How am I going to do that if I can't get the codes? Like basic things that you have to think about now for other people. Like, how are you going to do this? So I'm going to make it very simple and straightforward for you guys today. And you're able to take this and hopefully integrate it within your business and be able to have success with it. So the very two topics of disputing that we're going to cover is reason and instruction and creating your own letters. These are the two disputing methods that I currently use or have used, because I honestly don't really use creating my own letters anymore. I did it in the very, very beginning. It was very stressful because I was manually reviewing every client's dispute and creating a new letter for every round. It takes a lot of time to do. And I did it based off of what the credit agencies were responding. So it wasn't just a generic letter I was sending for everyone. Like, I was really taking my time. If they said, hey, this account was blocked in error, XYZ, this was based on material misinterpretation or whatever the stall letter is, right? I literally created a letter addressing those specific comments. But again, we're gonna go over what's the best way to do it. Mommy, vete para allá. So this is the first method. This is when you're creating your own letters. Now, this is just an example from the Magic Eraser course, because this is something similar to what I used to, well, not really, because I just removed the chart, but this is something similar to what creating your own dispute letters would look like. You're literally manually or using ChatGPT to create the own letters for each and every client. This was so time consuming. It literally blew my mind. I enjoyed it at the time because I was just starting, I was able to handle the load of clients coming my way. But over time, I didn't have everything automated and I didn't have an onboarding platform. So I'm gonna show you how you're able to like probably utilize this method, creating your own letters and uploading them into your actual onboarding platform like Dispute Fox. You can also leverage that and it'd be a much easier. I decided not to stay with this route because once you hire VAs as well, this can work with VAs as well, because once you upload this letter template that you create, it's always going to be there. I just personally decided to go with the reason and instruction, which is going to be explained in the next slide here. Ooh. This is probably going to end, before I even move on, because I haven't been checking. I wonder if I should do Q&A at the end. Should I answer questions now? What do you think, Dom and Mikhail? One for each. Which platform you like this?
You can do it whenever you're ready, Denise.
Okay. I'm like reading through. I'm like, eh. Oh, Jenny, hopefully I answered your question already, but I definitely said Dispute Fox is my go-to. I've never used any other platform. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hold the questions to the end, guys. Just so that way, I don't get confused where I'm at. I'm not as good as Dom and Mikhail when they hop back in here. They is professionals. All right, so this is the create your own letters, and then this is the reason and instruction method. I may show you guys how to do this live with like one of my clients or a dummy client account, but this is the method that I personally use for every client as of right now. Once you log into your actual disputing platform where you onboard your clients, once it gets to disputing, you're going to see a list of the name and the account number of the account that you're going to dispute. You need to, you need to be familiar with the account that you're disputing. And if you don't know whether what's positive, what's negative, or what you should be disputing, you should not be disputing for any client as of right now. You should focus on doing your own or your friends, because, you know, once an account gets removed, there's no taking it back. Okay, sometimes the credit agencies will reinsert the account if you're lucky, but make sure that you guys have a full grasp on what you're disputing. So once you are reviewing the actual account on DisputeFox, or again, whatever platform you're using, you're going to look at the reason and you're going to look at the instruction. The reason that you're putting for an account is the reason why you're disputing it. Like, why is it a violation? And this is where the SOPs come into place, right? Because this is stating that it's American Express card. It also tells me the type of account it is. You can see that this is a revolving account. Once you look at the full details here, you're gonna look under all of these credit bureaus that it's reporting on. Clearly, it's not reporting on Experian. It's not reporting on TransUnion. I only see it reporting on Equifax. Now I'm like, okay, is this an account that I'm going to dispute? I have to see whether it's positive, negative, what's going on with this account. I look at the details because under open, it's letting you know whether this account is open or closed. Depending on how you run your business, you can dispute this account, but I personally don't work on any open accounts with late payments. If I see that this account is open, I go ahead and skip this account and I don't include it in the dispute. I can just leave it alone. But let's say that this account is closed. Now I have to find out why is it negative, right? Why am I disputing it? Because I'm going to have to put a reason and instruction here in the box. So let's say for the purpose of this video, this says closed here. Now I know I'm disputing it because under updated and late pay, it shows that this was paid late 30 days. Okay, we know that it's a closed account with a late payment. Now I know I'm going to look at my SOP at this point, and I'm going to see what reason and instruction I am going to put here for closed accounts with late payments. So you're gonna, and I personally have my own SOP for that. You guys may have to utilize, and the reason instructions, I utilize Cornell Law. I use or what's the terminology for that? What is it? Jeez. Okay, it might come back to me. So for example, you know how in the Magic Eraser course, when we're disputing for identity theft, well, I'm going to go ahead and find the law for identity theft on Cornell Law and make sure that the reason I put here, not specifically for, this is just an example. Let's say I'm going to dispute this as identity theft. You want to put that the reason for this account is because of identity theft. Reason. And then you're going to put in the instruction here at the bottom, which is going to state, please delete immediately. You want to tell them what you want them to do for this account. So I'm going to actually show you guys on DisputeFox how that would look like, because even if you don't have something you personally had created as a SOP, you would come over to DisputeFox. And this is an example of a client currently on DisputeFox. Let's say that I'm now going to be disputing for her. This is an account that's considered an inquiry. Let's say that this is not tied to an open account. They were denied for this credit application. Now we know we want to remove it. We're going to follow to the reason, and we're going to add the reason on here. Let's say you're not familiar with the SOP, you didn't create one. DisputeFox actually has a drop down, and you can actually utilize whatever options they have. So the reason for this is, I did not authorize this inquiry. That can be the reason, right? Now you have to add the instruction for this particular inquiry. What do you want them to do with this specific account after they review it. Please remove it from my credit report. The inquiry was unauthorized and is still reporting, delete immediately, right? And then you can actually use terminology from Cornell Law. And that's what I do. I'm giving guys a little bit of free sauce here because this is what I personally use for the reason for hard inquiries. See how, well, this would be backwards. So I would really put this. Let's just fix this so you guys don't get confused. So this is what I would do. I'm gonna explain this to you guys in a moment. I'm just gonna fix this. Okay. So the reason that I put in here, if I'm using terminology from Cornell Law, because that is a part of my SOP, this is what I use for all of the hard inquiries that I'm disputing for every client. So I'll include pursuant to 15 US Code 1602P, right? And if you guys are not familiar with that term, the term unauthorized use, as used in section 1643 of this title, means that a use of a credit card by a person or other than a cardholder who does not have actual implied or an apparent authority for such use and from which the cardholder receives no benefit. So they are violating that law because that hard inquiry, obviously, we didn't authorize. So we're letting them know, the credit agencies, what they violated, and we're telling them the instruction, which is, please delete, this was not authorized. Even though it was, but again, it's a closed account. So how would they know? So we would include the reason and instruction, right? And then we would include it with disputing now. So we would click on dispute now. And that account, this specific account, would now be included within the disputing process. Oops. Now I'm going to go back to the slide because I'm going to explain to you guys what's going to happen after you end up putting your reason and instruction for all of your accounts here below for whatever account that you're going to dispute for, right? Because it may tell you, Dispute Fox may say, hey, this is a negative account. You have to do your due diligence and you actually have to click on the account. You have to view the full details and figure out why is it negative? Why am I disputing this account? Make sure you put in the correct information and include it within the dispute. And then you do that for every account that you're disputing. So you would do that for every account here. You'll have the account name, the type of the account it is, the details, and then for you to be able to put your reason and instruction of what you're going to do with this account specifically. Once that is all said and done, and you've put in all the reason and instructions for every account that you want disputed for the client. Ooh, let's go back to present so you guys are able to see this a little bit more closely. It's going to prompt you on the next page how you want these letters to be created. So these are automatically created for you for the client. You don't have to think twice about it. You just have to see what works for you because you have different options. I personally always go with option 2. This is just how I dispute for my personal clients. And then you see here that it's going to create a letter template for all of the accounts that you've chosen to dispute for. It's going to give you a drop down for every bureau. So Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. I click every single box, select all of Equifax, select all of Experian, and select all of TransUnion. Okay, you're checking all of these boxes if you're disputing for every bureau. The next part is very important because, again, you're going to have to create an SOP basically for this as well, a standard procedure. If this is your first round for this client, you want to let your VA know, if you have one or if you have a team doing it for you, what they need to submit below or click below for round 1. Dispute Fox has multiple options for you. Ooh. Dispute Fox has multiple options for you. If you are doing this yourself, you can figure out, Analia, you can figure out how or which way you would rather do this. I know you're able to see that. They have different ones like for bankruptcies, credit bureau letters, miscellaneous. It gets very intricate. You just have to put yourself in there as a client first and play around with this a bit more so you understand how this option would work for you and for your clients moving forward. This is important. So I have an SOP basically. So every time I send out a round letter, I already know what I'm going to submit here for an option for every round, because they're always generating a different letter depending on which attack you decide to use. As you can see at the below here, after you've input that, you're going to check all the boxes at the below, because if not, it's not going to include it for all 3 credit bureaus, and that's very important for you to do. I wonder if I'm able to go back onto, yeah, I'm going to go back on there. So I'm going to show you guys, because you guys, this is how you know I love you, because I'm really going to try and do this for y'all live. Because I'm currently on this, let's say that we're going to dispute this one now, and that's the only account that I'm going to dispute, just for the purpose of this video. We're going to click here and next, build round letters. Dispute Fox gives you about 3 options on how you're able to dispute or how you want to build your own letters. Me again, this is how I run my business. This is how I personally do it. You do it how you feel works for you. But I always create factual dispute letters. I don't ever use Metro 2 or other alternate bureau letters. They even have ones for freeze and suppressions. I don't ever use this. I've never have. And Metro 2, I'm not very much of a fan of, honestly. Okay. Jesus. You guys, you know what? I'm gonna stop sharing for a quick second because I didn't realize, y'all. I didn't realize I was sharing some case sensitive information. Hold on, guys. I got y'all though. Because I'm gonna show you the next page of what that would look like once you guys select what round you're doing. For the purpose of this step here, I'm just gonna put that this was for round 1. Select creditor. Ta-da. Okay, I think I'm good to share my screen now. Sorry, guys. Share. So as you can see here, I've selected like some dummy accounts for disputing. They even have response levels for them every single time. You can choose whichever one you'd like to do for every round. That's completely up to you. But again, I just really highly recommend having an SOP, because it's really going to help, because you don't want to be all over the place when it comes down to be like, and guessing what you're disputing. It just doesn't work that way. So once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and, oh my Lord, it's still freaking showing this. To save all of these guys, I got to stop sharing my screen because load. We're going to just save all of these. Save. That's all I'm doing. Oh my gosh, how many letters did we create? Hold on, still saving. Okay, one more. I'm gonna scroll down and share screen again. Once you're able to save all of those letters, guys, you're going to scroll down, and you don't have to, but again, I don't personally go to the postal office to mail any letters. I never have. I've done everything through the CFPB. So all of the dispute letters I've created for all of my clients, guess what? I'm going to download the letters here. I'm going to download it now. And what happens is it's going to save directly onto my desktop into a folder. That is how you would create all of your dispute letters for your clients. And at that point, you're going to save them. If it ever saves, there we go. Okay. I won't need that anymore. Now it's going to save, right? So once you have access to this, you're going to save the letters onto your desktop. Let's say now for your clients, you utilize an identity theft report and you do it for the client. That is going to be your next step because you've created your dispute letters. Now you're going to create your FTC report for the client. And that's what we're going to discuss here within the next slide, identitytheft.gov. Obviously, everyone here should be very familiar with this platform for the simple fact that that's how Dom and Mikkel had taught us in the Magic Eraser course. And there is no way around this. And you're probably wondering how the heck do you create identity theft reports for your clients? You just have to send, because of the code part. We have all of our clients send us the code. That's how we do it. We literally text message the client before we are going to create the report. We ask them if they are available to take the code or provide us the code, because if they're not available, we're not going to waste our time creating this identity theft report and then asking for the code and then they never respond. That was a waste of time, and you want to be very productive with your time. And that could have been for someone else that was available and you were able to submit the FTC report or create it. So once you're able to reach out to the client and ask them if they are available, you're going to create it and you're going to send the code directly to them. Once you're able to get the code, you're able to save now the identity theft report. Now you have your dispute letter saved onto your desktop, and now you have your identity theft report saved onto your desktop. Okay. This is where people are like, what? You can do that? Let me see. Is it this next line? Oh, before I even get to that, so I am going to explain to you guys. This is a cheat sheet. This is a hack for myself to save myself time and my team some time. Anytime that you create an FTC letter, you don't have to create one for every round. I honestly use the same FTC report that I made for the client. Hold on, guys. Analia. Analia. Baja eso. Oh, well, close the door. So I don't like to create a new FTC report for every single client for every round. That is insane. Absolutely, that's an absolute no. That's an absolute no for me. So once we create an identity theft report for certain accounts that I deem as, I'm going to include this as identity theft report, I go into their client portal, which is the Dispute Fox, which is what we were just on, guys. There is a section, I'm not sure if other platforms have this, but there is private uploaded documents. This is where the clients cannot see what you upload, right? For any documents. This is where they upload their documents for any correspondence, but we have a section for us as a business to upload any documents for them not to have access to. So I'll upload, or my team will upload the FTC letters under the private uploaded documents section. So that way, anytime that we're going to resubmit for another round, let's say it's round 3 now, they can always go back and download and get access to the FTC report we already created for the client. We don't have to create another one. We don't have to keep sending codes to this client. I think that's just much of a hassle, and they shouldn't be applying to anything new anyway, so nothing new should be coming onto their credit report where we have to create a whole nother FTC report for one. And any new items that get added on to their credit report, that's an additional fee, because we already did the analysis. We quoted you for a certain amount. So anytime that you end up getting a new negative account, we're not just going to keep piling that up on top of the accounts that we're already disputing for you, because it was not a part of your quote. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's why we always use, it's just feasible to use your same FTC report, and it saves us a lot of time. Once you guys were able to now create your dispute letters, you have your FTC report for the client. If you utilize that, okay, you would upload it under your private documents tab. Then I go to the CFPB website. Also, we should be very familiar with this website, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is where we submit all of our complaints for our client. What our clients love, or what my clients love, is that when they sign up with my company, we actually require them to create their own CFPB account. We ask them to send us their login credentials, and we save all of that information on their their secured client portal. So that way, anytime we log in to submit a dispute for them, they can go in there personally to their CFPB account and they can see what we submitted on their behalf. So they know that we're submitting for them every single month. So they're not wondering, hey, like, are they even submitting for me? I don't see any progress. Like there should be, even if you're not communicating with them, whether you should be, but even if you're not, they can see what you're disputing on their behalf on the CFPB. So they really like that. They like to have access to that. I don't mind it. So that is one way to go about it. That is how I run my business. So once you're able to utilize your dispute letter and your FTC, I go to the CFPB and I create that dispute onto, or the complaint for each credit bureau, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I'll upload all of the documents onto the CFPB. I don't just make one complaint. I make one for three, I'll submit 3 complaints per client. So if I have Mary and I'm submitting her complaint on the CFPB, I'm making one for Experian. I'm completing that whole complaint. I'm uploading all of their documents, their FTC, their dispute letter, their personal documents, and I'm submitting that. Now we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna submit it for TransUnion, and we're gonna do it for Equifax. Okay, so we do 3 complaints onto the CFPB. At that point, that is a full round for a client. There's nothing else to do for that client other than letting them know, which we already let them know from the get-go, that if they receive any correspondence from the credit agencies after we've submitted a complaint for them, to upload it onto their document tab under their client portal, which is what you guys were able to see. I'm pretty sure you were able to see that in the screenshot here. They have a section where they can upload any documents anytime. So under client uploaded documents, they can upload the correspondence from the credit agencies. And at that point, we get notified and we know when we need to submit another round. Or we can wait it out, whatever the case may be. But we also know how to respond back to them because we can see what the credit agencies actually said back to our personalized dispute. Once we have completed that, we're good to go. Now we're going to submit another round, wait for those 30 days, update our client on how their credit report is doing. But that is how I run those disputes. Hopefully you guys had some clarity on how you guys are able to utilize this within your business. I know that you guys were probably asking questions in the chat. I didn't take a peek at it, but you guys are more than welcome to unmute if you guys have any questions, but I will start looking in the chat. Aww.
That was so good. Like amazing. Guys, can you please put fire emojis if you got value from that? That was amazing. Braxton's like, fire.
Aw.
Wait,
Yay. Did you got the
can
reason
you hear me?
Gotcha. Oh, these are some good questions. I'm just looking
Sure.
through here. Okay, let me go to
Can you
top.
hear me, Denise?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I have a question. So I also use Dispute Box as well. And
Yes.
when you were talking about the when you were in the reasons and
Instruction.
yeah, I use I was that one reason with the laws in there? Was that automatically in there, or did you add that reason?
No, so you can actually add them into the reason and instruction. You can actually type it in and it's going to give you an option to click enter. You click enter and it'll save it automatically.
Right, because I'm like, I never seen that reason before.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You can literally personalize it. You have to play around with it. There's so much I'm not an expert at Dispute Box. I just know how to leverage it so far to get what I need to get, the
Right,
base.
and I'm still learning plenty of things about Dispute Box myself. Usually my dispute manager kind of handles everything, but you know, eventually, I mean, like if I had to, I would want to go in there and
Add
do
them.
myself. And I never seen that reason in there. And one more thing, are you willing to share your SOP?
The SOP, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one because that's what's getting
Just
me.
wondering, yeah, I figured it's worth the ask. It's worth an ask. It's worth the try.
I like that. I like the energy. I might think about it. I might think about it.
Or can we purchase the SOP?
Yeah, I might honestly think about doing that because, obviously it takes a lot of time trying to review what works and what doesn't, but I'll definitely
Right.
keep you updated.
I mean,
if
just to
not,
have a second, of course I have my
Yeah.
own SOP, but just to,
Yeah.
you want
add
a
on
variety.
to it.
Right.
I like that. Yes, of course, I'll definitely keep that in mind as well.
Okay.
Let
I
me
had a
see.
question.
Yes.
So I had a client come in and I didn't catch this, but do you also do a report through identitytheft.gov?
So I do, but not for every account. I only do an FTC report for closed accounts with late payments. That is the only
Oh.
type of account that we do the FTC report for.
Okay. Got it.
And that is
And when you
some cost too, because it's work.
what's
So
that? Yeah,
I
it's a
said
lot of work.
out there because it's worked for me very well.
And now when you do identitytheft.gov, you know how it asks for a code when you input their phone number. What do you do there?
Yeah, I did go over that, but it's okay.
Sorry.
You're good. What we do is that we actually text them ahead of time. I don't know if you have a team or if you personally do it, but I would reach out to the actual client and ask them if they're available for the code and input their personal number. I did try to see if there was a way around this for a little while, and there is just not, because after a certain time, it blocks it from creating any more FTC codes, and you're gonna have to wait. So I just found it better to do it that way. I also have a text plus number. So sometimes when we overused the client's personal number, we'll go ahead and use the text plus number for one of the reports, and that automatically goes to me.
And then how can we find you? And is there going to be a replay?
Yeah, yes, right.
Sorry, I had to unmute. So yes, it'll be in the last section in the CIA. I think it's level. I get school and CIA levels and lessons confused, but I think it's in level 8 or lesson 8, I believe. If I remember right, it'll be in there.
Okay.
Yeah, look, see, Mikhail's like level 8, section 8.
Yeah, it says bonus. I think it says bonus, honestly.
Yeah, it's like bonus live classes. There's like
Yep.
we have all of them recorded and they're all in there.
You
Thank
can't
you.
miss it. Denise, can you drop your Instagram for people
Yeah.
that want to find you?
I will
Maybe
do that.
y'all better get on Denise's calendar before she get booked up for the month. I don't know what she got going on, but
Yeah, and I was gonna say, for those of you that are in CIA, but maybe you're not in school, like Denise is super active in our school community. So if you like what she was doing tonight, like you need to make sure that you tap in so you can be on her Q&As and just be a part of the school community, because she's in there every day, active all the time.
I am. I try my best, guys, to answer. Oh, and I think I sent that as a direct message. Whoops. I do. I try to answer everyone's questions in there, and I'll get a lot of DMs, but I do those live Q&As every Wednesday. So if you guys want to catch me, you'll catch me there every Wednesday at 8.
Yep. Yeah.
Hi, Denise. I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, this is Brian. Great information. Thank you, by the way. But just wanted to know, so you don't send out any dispute letters to, the credit bureaus. You just create the letters or structure the letters, you save them, and then you just file the report with the FTC and the CFPB?
Yes, but it is to the credit bureaus. I don't dispute anything directly with the creditors. I don't mail any letters. I just do it strictly off the CFPB to the credit agencies.
Okay. So does that prevent like stall letters, you think, or is that what would be the benefit for that?
Nope, I just find it beneficial because it's very, very convenient. And if you're using VAs or growing a team, they'll be able to get in there, because obviously if you're mailing out letters for your clients, your team, I wouldn't be able to do that for you to physically go in there. So
Right.
it's just convenient. I haven't seen a personal difference within the stall letters using CFPB or in person. You're still gonna get them. It's just out of convenience.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
again, I
Thank
think
you.
I also told everybody in the class that the clients also like the CFPB, because they're the ones that create the actual CFPB account, and they can log in there and see what you submitted on their behalf. And that kind of builds a lot more trust too, because they know what you're submitting and they don't think that there's some wacko using their personal information for something, or they know that you know what you're doing.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do. Okay. Yeah, I do. So, I do, but utilizing the, because I was reading Joanne's question. So I do send it to the credit agency. So when I go to the CFPB website, when it asks who you're submitting this complaint to, I do put in Experian, right? And that is for the first complaint. And then the second complaint I'll put in that is for TransUnion. So it's going directly to the agencies, but through the CFPB. I just don't mail it.
Okay,
Jack,
got it. I understand that part. Yeah.
yes.
So you dispute any collections and charge-offs through the CFPB as well?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow.
Yes, my method is literally, because some people I've heard do it separately. So some people will just dispute the charge off and collections itself, like on a separate dispute letter and then inquiries. And when you have like tons of clients, that just, it may not work that way at a convenience, but you still get the same results. I literally put everything all on one letter. So all types of accounts. I'll put charge-offs, collections, closed accounts. All of them are on one letter as long as it's going to the same credit agency. So all the accounts for Experian will be listed there.
Mhm. And that's going to be for the first round. And then what about the ones that don't get deleted? You continue to put them on the second round and then so on and so forth.
Correct. So you would do round 2 at that point, and if it's in your standard practice to want to switch up your reason and instruction, that is completely up to you. And if you don't like to switch it up, you can definitely leave the reason and instruction the same, and then you can go ahead and change up. I'm not sure if you noticed the drop down box. I don't know if you were here for that. I can show you real quick.
Mhm.
Let me share, and I think I submitted my link for my Instagram, guys, on here. So let me find the little drop down box. So here, when you get to this section and it's giving you the option of like what round you want to submit, it's gonna say round credit bureau, round 1, round 2. So you would literally pick at that point which one you want to submit for. You would literally say round 2, and you can keep your reason and instruction the same.
And this is through which system? The box?
This is done through Dispute Fox. This is what I
Mhm.
personally.
See, what do you do with things that get put back on credit reports?
Oh, get reinserted. We just disputed again the same way we did. What I also like to do to avoid those questions or concerns from our clients, because we love to dispute for clients, but it's also the customer service aspect of it, and you want to let your client know way ahead of time that that is normal. You're going to get accounts that is going to be reinserted onto your account, so you want to make them aware that as soon as that account gets reinserted, if they do, that you're going to dispute it again while they are under contract with you in your business. It's just normal practice.
And if it gets reinserted time and time again, how many times do you dispute it?
So we dispute it every single time. Let's say that it was reinserted. Like my clients get contracted with me for 6 months. So during those 6 months, if that account keeps getting reinserted, I dispute it every single time until our contract is up. So if it's after the 6 month is up, and let's say their account was reinserted, I'm not going to continue disputing that specific account, because I made them aware that we are just removing accounts off their credit report. We're not deleting the debt. So they still owe this debt. It's always going to come back unless they zero out the debt and decide they want to litigate or go to court for that debt. So they are aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Valerie, did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about one more question? What about like collections? Like it's always been said that like collections, it's really hard to get their contract, get them the actual amounts that they owe, get their signatures on stuff and what they purchased. It's my understanding that with collections, they oh gosh, I lost my question.
I think I know what you're insinuating. So
They
your
can't,
request.
then they're they can't come back. They you're able to dispute it because they sold off that debt to the collection agency So, but right now you just stated that, you know, they're still responsible on paying it. For collections, is that the same?
Yeah, so this alleged debt is still their debt. They're still gonna come after them, or they may, let's say, for example, you know, they have a, a collection, right? And we disputed it, it's been removed off their credit report. Well, at that point, they may be able to resell that debt to another third party, another debt collector. So that debt collector might get that account back onto the client's credit report and try to start collecting on this. That debt is always going to follow them everywhere they go unless they decide to go to court and actually settle this. Or if they do like a pay for a deletion. A lot of the times the clients don't want to go that route because as soon as their credit report is clean, they're able to obtain, well, you know, they were able to obtain what they needed during that time, like whether it's a mortgage or an auto loan or a business credit, they get access to what they need, so they don't worry about that debt during that time. After that, they don't care. They could that debt collector can come back on there after they've already obtained everything they wanted. That's just the way that their mind works.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people claim that like don't pay off that debt, you know, these collections. And then so now I'm hearing otherwise.
So it's honestly up to the client. So it's whatever, if they don't want this to come back onto their credit report, or if they don't want to be harassed and they don't want to worry about this, you just tell them like, well, I don't think credit repair really is it for you because we're not deleting that. We're not making the debt go away. We're just removing it and making the credit report look pretty. That's all we're doing. So they're able to get access to what they need. If their goal is to actually settle out debt, then they need to go find someone, or if you specialize in that, then they need to actually settle out this debt, whether they're going to go to court or pay that debt off.
Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't be making those claims, in other words.
Claims for the method of like
You know, like that they shouldn't be paying, that they shouldn't be paying these collections.
I tell them no, like if they are contracted with me, I tell them that they should not be paying the debt because we're actively disputing for them. Now, if the debt collector is reaching out to them via email, and this is actually with the full disclosure that I'm letting them know, listen, like you still allegedly still owe this debt. It's still always possible that this collection agency will sell your debt to another third party and it get back on there. But for the time being, if you want us to remove this, don't pay the debt. And the only thing is that I tell them that if they are receiving emails or calls from a debt collector during the time that they're contracted with us and they're like, hey, what do? I still, I write them a message that is for all of my clients. It's a standard message. It's requesting validation of debt. So that way I send it to the client. I say, listen, send this over to the debt collector via email or however they're contacting you, and don't say anything else. You can ignore them because if you initially ignore them, they just automatically, you know, already pin this debt to them. So at least during the time that we're disputing for them, we had the client send that to them via email and we handle the rest. We tell them not to respond to them anymore. And if they don't ever send any method of validation, then that's a reason for that account to be disputed, or not disputed, to be deleted automatically because they didn't verify any type of debt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Can I touch on that, Denise, for a second? It's
Yeah,
Nick.
go ahead.
So only market what you know how to do. So at the end of the day, if you know how to remove collections, like for me, I had like 10 collections. None of them ever came back. But we know through study that there's a chance that if somebody removes a collection the way we show them, it could come back. So it all comes down to transparency when you're working with the client. Like for instance, we're in the home buying process. If I needed to remove collections right now, I honestly wouldn't care how I did it. I would be looking for probably the cheapest and the fastest way to do it. So a lot of times when people come to us, it's more so of understanding what is their situation. Because if it's for long term, you can explain to them how, this debt is still there. Like you didn't pay it off. You didn't. So if you want to make it vanish forever, you should settle it. But if you want to take a shot at the credit repair process and dispute the account, let's look for inaccuracies or whatever, use laws, we can remove that account. And there's more than a 75% chance that it'll never come back again. But being transparent, there's a chance it could come back. They're like, well, what do I do then? Well, we would dispute it again. Like, unless you want to
Right.
pay it.
And I just wanted to speak on that too, just really quick, because I paid Best Buy, like Best Buy was a credit card that I had years ago. Okay. And I stopped paying on it, went to collections. This was before I knew anything really about credit, and I paid the debt off through a collection company. Well, come to find out, the next year, right after tax time, I had another collection company call me, and they informed me that the first collection company that I paid was not a valid collection company. How was I supposed to know that? So I double paid for that debt. Still to this day, I have people calling me about that account, that collection account. To this day, I can pull up a voicemail right now and play it for you, right? It does not get reported on my credit report though. So I don't care. Like, keep calling. I don't care, Like, at the end of the day, like, for me, and like I know Key's here and she worked for a collection company, right? So at the end of the day, the people that you speak to at these collection companies, like, they make money off of getting the debt paid, right? So when it comes to like paying it off, like, you have to make sure the company is legit, number one. Number two, like, they would have to make sure that they're going to provide them with a pay for deletion letter. And that doesn't even guarantee that they're going to remove it from the credit report either. Because Key has said many times that, like, people would pay, and it's up to that collection person that you speak to for them to submit that paperwork to whomever they need to submit it to get it removed. And that's if they feel like it. They don't have an obligation to do it. So it's really frustrating. But again, like Mikhail said, transparency, like, just communication, education, just letting them know. Because, like, there's nothing I can do about that Best Buy account. It's not reporting on my credit report. They keep calling me. I'm not answering. I'm not paying a dime. And anytime I have picked up the phone, I have my letter from the collection company I paid like 3 years ago. And I send them that, I forward them that, and then that company stops calling me. And then another company starts calling me. Like, it's wild. So I will never pay a collection company again. Never.
Exactly.
Because I don't know who to trust.
Trust your damn self. Trust the magic eraser. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
We're gonna erase that. We out.
Yeah.
We out and we up.
Yes. And I think that's why it's important for you guys to have, like, piggybacking on that. If you guys are taking appointments and you guys have a form for your clients or your credit clients to fill out, you want to ask them what is their goal or what is their end goal, because you want to make sure that their goals align with what you do and what you can provide to them. And obviously what I learned from Mikhail is that make sure you review that specific portion on the form, because when I hop on that call, by the time I send them that Loom video of their analysis, I'm going to make sure that I sell that point that I can get them that car, I can get them that house. Okay. But if you're looking to delete that debt altogether, I mean, if they're looking to, discharge this debt, well, baby, I'm not the one for you, because I don't discharge
Yes.
debt.
Yes.
I don't discharge debt, so I'm not the business for you. And I've had a lot of clients actually tell me, they're like, oh, well, I'm not trying to discharge it. Like, sign me up, because I'm really just trying to get this house. I'm really trying to get this car. Like, I just want it off my report. And I educate them at that point. Listen, it may be a possibility that it can come back, but they're okay with that. And at least you're letting them know they're not gonna fall out when they see this account come back and they're like, what is going on? I thought it was disputed and I thought it was removed forever. No, it's just surprise. That's why it's good for education.
Yes. And even like with the collection companies, right? Like LVNV Funding is a very popular one, and they're a legit company. Okay. But they took Mikhail's mom to court. Okay. And Mikhail went and represented his mom because his mom never received anything in the mail. Even if she did, they had no proof that she received anything. There was no, other than the court documents to show up at court. That was the only thing that she received, right? But there was no proof that they could provide saying that they let her know and notified her of that debt. So when May was helping Mikhail to prepare for the case, she said like you didn't receive, like his mom didn't receive anything. So again, education, like, and the judge, that's all Mikhail was saying. My mother was never received notification of this debt. Like that's part of law. Like you're supposed to notify somebody of the debt and give them a chance to pay it off. She never received anything. So if you're not signing for anything that you receive, there's no paper trail unless if you say, yeah, they did mail me a few letters, but I just, I didn't read them or whatever. Like then you're throwing yourself under the bus. So again, education, like don't admit to shit.
That's what I be telling my clients. I'm like, listen, I was so mad when my
Play
clients
dumb.
messaged me and was like, oh yeah, I paid one of the debt collectors. And I'm like, excuse me, sir?
Right.
While we're
Yeah.
disputing for you, you didn't run it by me? Like, no way.
Yeah, it's wild.
But yes. I want to read it. Oh, yeah. I think Jasmine, you've had your hand up for a little minute. I don't know if you still have a question or if, yes. I don't know where she went. I think she lost. Oh, I think she hopped out.
Or she might have
Okay.
taken her hand down. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm still here.
Oh, she's
Okay.
there.
I have one more question, and that was so I heard you state earlier that you do not dispute any late payments that are on open accounts, right?
Mhm.
Is that so if any of your clients have late payments on open accounts, you do not dispute them for them?
Nope. I actually tell them that way ahead before they even sign up with me. When I'm doing the analysis, I let them know that that's just not something we do because it can be very intricate. And if that account has been open since 2002 and I'm disputing this late payment and this whole account gets removed off their credit profile, then their credit score can drastically go down. I do let them know ahead of time if you still want me to dispute this account, because I am still open to disputing open accounts with late payments. It's just not included in my credit normally within my credit disputing. But if they would like for me to do that, then I let them know the full disclosure. Like there's a possibility this whole account can be removed off your credit profile. Your credit may take a hit, but you may have to look into some trade lines to replace that credit age at that point.
Right. I'm just asking because I had a consultation today with a lady who has over like 15 credit cards. And about 2 months ago, something happened. And so she has one late payment on every account, would have dropped her score drastically. But these are pretty large accounts that she's had for a long time. And so basically, of
Were they
course,
recent?
I was still trying to make the sale, but I still can change my mind. And I just wanted to see if that's something that you would handle. You know what I'm saying? How I would handle that situation.
I would look at that account initially and I would look to see how recent that late payment was. If it was
It was
pretty,
2 months ago.
okay, yeah, then
Needs
at
to
that
call
point,
them.
She should just call them, right, and ask them.
Yes, she needs to
Yes.
call them and just coach her on this, right?
It's only
Say,
one late payment on each account.
just say, hey, my name is Dominique. I've been a customer of yours for a really long time. And listen, like, I don't know what happened. You can say like that your bank account got whatever, had fraud on it, whatever, make up some BS story and just say, if you look at my credit report, all of my credit cards were late because of what happened. And what I'm doing is I'm calling because it was an error on my part. Again, I'm a great customer of yours. I'm willing to set my accounts back on auto pay. Like I'm willing to do whatever it takes so that you can reverse this late payment and bring my account back to current, because this is really hurting me. And I'm, currently in the process of buying a home, and you can understand what kind of pain that's causing me,
Right.
like they just have to pick up the phone and call. That's
Right.
all they have to do. And most companies will say, okay, no problem, we'll take care of it. Most of them will, like the first time. If they don't, then you just got to call again and talk to somebody else. But especially like it's best to get on those things ASAP, especially if it was 2 months. Like, yeah, she's got to take care of it, because if she just lets it go, then they're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Can I chime in on that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are dealing with clients that have late payments on open accounts, I suggest using Metro 2 compliance. to get those late payments adjusted. So anytime it's an open account, you're not going to dispute that account in its entirety. You're just going to dispute the factor that the transactions and experiences aren't supposed to be included in the consumer report.
Simple as that.
There you go.
So
Thank you,
do you use Dispute Fox for your Metro too, or do you use something else?
I don't use the Sweet Fox. I use Credit Repair Cloud, but even with that, we have manual letters, so we do everything manually through my team. I don't use the
So you use
system.
Metro too? Really?
God bless.
Okay.
And I like to chime in on that too, Key, because I've actually used that as well, that experience in transactions, and that actually has removed the whole account off for the client. So that's why at that point I let them know ahead of time, because I thought it was just gonna be for the late payment. At that point, I'm like, okay, well, that open account is gone. At least I let them know.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never experienced that, so I mean, I can't speak on that experience, but we mainly use Metro to compliance or the experiences and transactions to adjust late payments.
Oh.
I think Esther had a question. Isabel, I'm not sure who put their hand up first, but whoever unmutes first.
Hey y'all.
Hey, Esther.
Hey. So just a quick question. I hopefully this doesn't throw anybody off. Just a quick question. What happens if so prime example, I did a couple of disputes and some of those disputes came back with thank God some of them got deleted. But some of those disputes came back with a removal date. What do I do with that? Because I'm looking on my credit report and I'm looking at the removal date, but I'm like, that's not what I told you to do. I told you to delete.
What kind of accounts are they?
They're inquiries, actually.
So, because you said they're hard inquiries?
Well, I guess some of them are.
Okay.
Because when I called about those that for example, Experian, some of the ones that Experian had confirmed on their end, what they see on their end, those are the ones that I was disputing. And I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at some with removal dates on there, as far as like some inquiries have removal dates. For example, there's one that comes off as removal date September. Another one says December. What do I do with that? Like, do I proceed to keep trying to dispute it to get it off completely, or just wait for? Oh well, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So are those hard inquiries, are they like new? Like because the thing is, like, with hard inquiries, like, they have a removal date typically next to them. It's like 2 years after you apply. So are they just saying, so like my question is, like, are they just saying like this is the scheduled removal date, like, of the inquiry? Like, what was the date of the original
I believe
inquiry?
let me pull that up. I'm actually trying to pull that up. Oh, look at my score that went up 26 points while I'm on the phone with y'all. Hey, look at the Lord.
That's awesome. But yeah, if that's the case, I mean, that's completely up to you if you want, if they're going to be, so typically they don't remove the date that they say they will be removed. It's usually like the 30 days after. So it's like 25 months. So that's up to you. Like, and if it's you or your client, like if it's you, that's up to you. You can wait until then if you really want to, or if there's things that you want to go and apply for now and you don't want to wait, then we can dispute it again. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be removed anyway, but it's up to you if you want to wait for that. If it was a client, I would say the same exact thing. You know, I would just say and let them know, like, listen, inquiries have removal dates 25-ish months after the original date. And yeah. But again, if it's attached to an open account, like, you don't want to remove it at all.
These accounts are closed.
Okay. Yeah, then definitely. I mean, it's up to you.
For example, whatever this American credit, I think that's what that stands for. I have no idea. It says removal date June 2025.
Yeah.
And then if I keep going, we have one for October 2024, June 2025, 2024.
I would dispute those again, for sure.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was this year, like this September, then I mean that's
Right,
not that
right.
far away.
That's
So I
different,
wouldn't.
right?
Yeah, but if they're like 2025, I would dispute them for sure.
Okay. So the ones for 2020. Oh my God, May 2026, Father.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like, oh no.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure before I went ahead and jumped on the vote. Got my
Yeah, all
points up.
good.
Okay.
Woohoo! Congrats. That's awesome.
Sauce.
All right, next.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
So my thing is weird because I got a picture up and all that. But anyway, so I just got connected with you guys and I'm so happy that I found y'all. But regardless, so I just froze my accounts. Well, put the thing in. And so it says that I have to submit some information to them. So after I submit the information, like, can I go ahead and start disputing, or should I wait till I get a confirmation from them that everything is frozen and good?
So that's up to you. A lot of people, like, I don't know, I'll let Denise answer this too, but for me, like, I didn't wait. I just disputed.
Okay.
Like, as soon as I fill, for me, I didn't have to fill anything out, but I know that's something like that they've been doing more recently. So
Yeah.
you could fill that out and then, I would just start disputing. Because I really honestly don't think it takes that long for them to, receive that and then to like freeze the account.
Okay, because I think it was Tele whatever, and then two of them said I need to send something, and then the other one was just like, we'll send you something in the mail with the PIN number on it. And honestly, I'm like, I'm ready to just dispute this right this minute. Like, by the time they get it, then it should be frozen by then. So I just wanted to see what y'all thought. And also, I was kind of worried. I'm like, I don't think I saw in the trainings that I was gonna have to submit something back to them. So I'm
In
like,
return,
let me ask them
right.
see if this is legit, because I'm like, maybe I clicked the wrong, went somewhere crazy or something. But
Yeah, no,
anyways,
you're
I just want to make sure. But anyways, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad I found y'all, because now it's finally gonna work this time.
Yay. Yes, for
Anyways.
sure. You're in the right place.
Thank
We
you.
have so many people, like so many experts that are in place, and like especially like in CIA too, like having these calls is amazing because everybody, like, you can just see like there's so many different credit repair business owners and everybody does things differently. Like, you have to find out what works for you, and that's
Yeah.
even when you're doing your credit individually too. You're going to figure out what works for you and what works for the account that you're working on. Because if something doesn't work, you can always switch up your method too.
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't gonna do any like, I was like, I don't want to fix nobody else's credit. This shit is hard. Excuse my French. I'm like, I don't want to do this. But now that I have y'all, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do it, especially the ebooks like Mikhail was saying. But anyways, that was my question. I'm just talking now, but thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Round one, do you have?
I was ready
Right.
to
Anybody else? I see there's more.
I
Esther,
see
do you
hands,
have another question?
What's up,
I
guys?
forgot to remove people's hands.
I just had a question.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi. How are you, Dom?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I have got a friend that asked me to look at his account because he can't get a bank account, right? I checked his check systems report, but he's not in check systems at all. It's saying that he has a 9,999 check system score and that there's insufficient data found. What do I do?
Is it, what bank is he, so is he only, has he tried to apply at any like credit unions at all? Or is it only like major banks?
To the best of my knowledge, knowing him, he's probably just doing banks. He told me he overdrafted a Wells Fargo account for $300 and never took care of it. But like I do, typically that's on check systems.
Typically, yeah. So what I would do, because Tiffany's saying in the comments too, early warning system is like check systems. It's just typically used with credit unions. But if his check systems report like isn't giving you the information or the answers that you need or he needs, I would call, or there are ways for you to dispute things. But if there's nothing that's like anything, there's nothing to dispute right now. You know what I mean? Like with
Yeah.
check systems. So I would tell him to give them a call and let them know like what his report looks like, and he's not able to open bank accounts and he doesn't know why and he's looking to resolve it. He can just play dumb and say he doesn't know why, just to try to figure out like if that's what's holding it up. It probably is. Something that he can do as well, if he's in a position to, is he could go to Wells Fargo and work that out with them and pay them back. A lot of times banks will, if you request it, you know, you say that you'll pay the $300 back. Once you pay it off, they'll give you a letter saying that you've paid it off, and then he could submit that letter to check systems. But Wells Fargo is supposed to submit that to check systems as well to get him off of there. But he can use that letter and open bank accounts at different banks as well. That's when I worked in banking, like that's what we would do. We would have like my sister, for example, right? My sister had overdrawn an account at another bank and she came to our bank and wanted to open an account. And we got a letter from that bank saying that she took care of it, but they ended up putting stipulations on her and they didn't let her get a debit card for 90 days because they wanted to see that she was going to treat the account properly. So like there's definitely options. You just have to figure out what the issue is first. And then, you know, if he's in a position to go take care of that with Wells Fargo, if that's what's holding him up, which it probably is, but I would confirm it with check systems first.
Okay, sweet. Sounds good. And then do we dispute through early warning systems if he's in there, or is it?
Yeah, they have pretty much like everybody like that has a dispute process somewhere on their website, or there's a way for you to call them. So I would just go to, if it's early warning systems, I would just go to their website and there's usually like a spot where you can dispute, just like there is on check systems.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, so I can't put my hand up. I don't know why. But I don't want to cut anybody off. But I did have a question, not a question, but something to respond to that as well.
Mhm.
So I had tried to do a few bank accounts online. Every bank is different. Like Chase will let me open one up with no problem, Navy Federal, that type of stuff. But for some reason, like US Bank and other banks, they sometimes send me a letter stating that they can't verify my identity.
You have to go in.
So that might be it as well.
Yeah, that could, yeah. So there's multiple things. At the end of the day, he needs to figure out what's up with his check systems for sure. Because like when you go to do that and they deny you in person at a bank, they don't tell you why. Like we're not allowed to tell you why. We just say that you're going to receive a letter in the mail that's going to give you the reason why you can't open up the account. So, all right. I do have something for everybody, but I wanted to wait until we finished answering questions.
Before you go, this is Natasha. I had a question. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So with Denise, so I just wanted to know, like, when you're doing your disputes for your clients, right? And for the FTC, like, do you automatically include all like charge-offs and collections and inquiries, or do you review the credit report and determine like what you think would go on the FTC report?
So initially you would want to know what type of accounts you want to include into the FTC report. With my clients, I only include closed accounts with late payments on FTC reports. But I don't utilize any other account onto that FTC report. So that's really up to you. If you do include those in your FTC reports, you can include them all in one, if that's your question.
Okay. All right. Yep. That was my question. I'm just trying to figure out what would be best and what have worked, because I'm just trying to see, trying to figure out with the other CROs, like what method works best with the dispute. And I know the FTC kind of have been like the staple of what have worked with the power. So I haven't really used that much with my clients. I've been pretty much using consumer law, and I want to try something different. So I was just wondering if that was like a way to go, with just automatically starting off with the collection and charge off and inquiries on FCC, and then kind of moving on with each round, depending on how the bureaus respond.
Yeah, you can always experiment. And that's exactly how I learned with Dom and McKell's course, because that's how they teach how to do things, and also other alternatives with disputing those collections. So if that FTC route doesn't go like doesn't do anything for you, then look into the other alternatives, which is obviously,
Yeah.
you know what it is, which
Right,
is
right.
method of
Okay.
validation. So
Yeah, definitely.
there's
Okay. Another question is, you know how the credit bureaus have like different listings of them, like it's like 5 different TransUnion, 4 different experience. Do you know if any one works better? Like, do you get a quicker response from using one other than the other, or do they all just go straight to them? It doesn't matter which one you choose.
So I typically, if it says like TransUnion legal or whatever, or just
Yeah.
TransUnion, are the ones that I typically go for. I don't like to go to like customer support because I feel like it gets pushed out to a different department. But yeah, either the regular TransUnion or legal department.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. That was all I had.
You're welcome. Look at Mikhail with his hand up. Mikhail, I don't know if that was by accident.
No, on purpose. I wanted to let everybody know if y'all got a text or an email from us today saying your mentorship application
Yeah, I was
was
gonna ask you.
rejected. Yes, that was an accident. That was an accident.
Yeah.
Like we had a system
Oh, so it should be auto
malfunction.
approved then.
So if a lot of you noticed that you hadn't got text from us in a while, and then tonight you did, we have multiple sub accounts ourselves, like with Go High Level. So we were moving you guys over into our other system so that we could set up text alerts again, because we were understanding like people like need to get to this class. So that's what happened. We were moving people over, and yeah.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Okay. So the first one, I posted it in school, and you guys say to go and talk to the company. So I paid off my car and they came back with, you have the last payment was late, which it was not, and I have proof of everything. I finally received my, what do you call it? Title deed. I called them and they said, well, you deal with the credit bureau companies. Is that supposed to be the way, or they're supposed to be calling them and fixing it?
They should, yeah. But if they're telling you to, so like my whole feeling with that is if they're telling you to, to deal with them, I would dispute it with the credit reporting agencies directly. And I would document in there that you spoke to the company and they told you to deal with them.
They
So
sent me an email with the document saying she paid off perfectly, no late payments ever. So
there you go. Yeah, I would submit that through the CFPB. Like you don't have to
will
do
they
anything
have,
else. I would just submit. So let me give you, I'll post it, or Jem or Rose. Can you find my video on on my YouTube channel that's how to what is it? The late payment one with green. It's like green. If you can find that. So this YouTube video will really help you, because I had a situation with green where they told me that I was late and it was an error on their end. And all I did was provide all of my proof, submitted all of that through the CFPB, and they took care of it right away. So that video will really help you because I give more detail in there.
yeah, so it dropped my credit by more than 70 points. Like,
yeah, they'll be able to fix that, especially you have the letter. That's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then the second one is I have a deposition that's been requested for a Capital One account from back in the day.
Okay.
Do I can't find the deposition letter, so I don't even know what the date is for that. I know that you can't just say I didn't see it.
Right.
Should I dispute it, or should I call the lawyers for Capital One and say, hey guys, I think I saw a deposition thing come through, but I can't find it, so I don't have the date or the time or anything in order for me to show up?
Right. Do you happen to know what I guess I would start by trying to call like your county, like whatever county you're in, and maybe call their what do you call it? Someone help. Like like I would call the county where you go, we have to show up to court, right? Like because typically it's whatever county that you're in or whatever like city you're in. And they should be able to pull up record of it.
Okay.
I would just say
Is
you
there
received
any
something
way
in
to
the
get
mail.
around it? Because I remember they called me when I was just in like postpartum depression and said, oh, well, we're taking you to court and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll pay you something. But eventually I was not able to keep up with the payments because everything came at once because I was sick for a long time. So
Yeah.
can I use that as a reason? Because when I got better, I started paying off like the smaller accounts and paying them. So I was working my way towards them. I just couldn't handle all of them all at once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, especially when it piles up like that, for sure. I would reach out to May, honestly.
I
And
did
ask.
reply.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's currently like she had her baby and she's dealing with all of that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was dealing with, so I completely understand.
Yeah, so I will send me a message on school and I'll reach out to May
Okay, thank you.
in a minute.
Then I know you said we can start. So I'm still fixing my credit, right? Business credit, it's cleaner than my personal credit.
Okay.
But after your call a week ago, I went in to really look at all the credit bureaus. Equifax is saying there's no way for me to create a profile for my business for them to start for the report to start being generated. How do we handle it?
What are you using to look at your business credit scores?
I registered for NAV.
For NAV? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't personally had that problem. Has anybody else had that problem?
I haven't, but sometimes you have to make sure that the information that's being reported is the same all across the board, because if there's one little inconsistency with like the business address, the name, or whatever, it may not populate the report. So you may want to figure out.
They're not even showing up. The company is not even showing up at all on Equifax. On Experian, it's showing up as like 6 different companies with six different addresses. So I have to figure out how to clean that up. The other one, what's the other one called? The other business, they sent me they pulled the report for me and sent it to me, and it's a hodgepodge of other people's businesses information in my business information. So I literally have to clean that up completely. And I have a feeling that's the case with Equifax, but I have no visibility into.
I just went to, like, I typed in Equifax business credit, and it looks like on here they have like a contact form, but they also have like a phone number that you can call on here. Did you reach out to them?
I reached
What
out
did
to
they
them
say?
saying we don't have an avenue for you to create your profile or update your profile, and we don't see your company name anywhere. And I was like, okay, so how does anyone get a report from Equifax?
So you may want to contact Duns and Bradstreet directly and see what they have on file for you, because they're the ones.
So Dun & Bradstreet is cleaned up fine.
What the heck?
Yeah, so it's like, what's going on?
I'm looking on.
So I was left with this one big question, right? That when we're doing we're talking about establish your business, your LLC, and make sure that you have the credit reports from these companies. But how do we get our profiles on those companies? It's clear for Dun & Bradstreet, but it's not clear for all the other business credit reporting agencies.
Sorry, I'm on their website trying to see. See, I'm not sure, because I just like pull all my stuff up in Nav. Like that's where I have everything. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not even pulling up in Nav because it's not.
Yeah. I would honestly.
Yeah, I have reported to Equifax, so.
There's got to be a way that they can report it. Like that sounds crazy. So I would honestly, call them back again and ask and tell them that you've spoken to somebody in the past, and you have your business is legit and it's reporting on the other platforms. And I would say that it's not, for some reason, you're unable to pull a report with them. And
Okay.
you want to know about how you can go about fixing it. Like, do you need to sign up for something on their website, or, like, you can play dumb and just be like, is there something I need to do in order to fix it?
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's what I wrote to them. They replied to me via email. So I wrote to them saying that I'm like, okay, if there's nothing, how do I establish one? Right? I
Right.
have net 30s and suppliers and stuff that want to report, but
Yeah. I would call
okay.
them again. Like, I would just call and talk to somebody. Cause my feeling is, like, people that work for these companies, they don't know the answers to everything. Like, not everybody does. Like, in banking, I didn't know the answer to everything. And sometimes people just make things up just to kind of make people go away. Like, that's just how some people are. So I would reach out to them again. I would reach out until I got an answer.
Okay.
Cause that answer is not good enough for me, because that doesn't solve my problem.
No, it doesn't. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's a big gap because for all these companies that are registering and stuff, how do we know what's on our report and how do we correct it? Because for the
Right.
other, I was looking for the one that sent me a report that's like, oh my gosh, there are 4 different companies being reported as my company information.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks
Credit.
like Joseph is saying in the chat that you can order your Equifax business report through eCredible. So maybe
It's
try
the
that
same
too.
budget, but it's not even showing up. You can order it through NAV as well, but it's not even showing up.
Yeah. So I would deal with them directly then. Like, I would call Equifax. Have you talked to anybody at NAV?
No.
I would try that as well.
Okay.
I would call everybody until I got an answer.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what I would do. You're welcome. All right. So I wanted to thank you all for being here. I know most of you stayed until the end. And does anybody else have any questions? I know it's getting late.
Just
Going on.
one. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So just a prime example. So I had a credit card that is now closed, but the
Mhm.
balance was like $500, but now they're reporting it as $800. Can they do that?
Wait, say that again?
So Credit One, I had an
Yeah.
account with them before.
Oh,
It
I
just
hate
recently
that.
closed not too long ago. Yeah,
Mhm.
a piece of work. But that balance was only that limit was only $500, but they're reporting to my credit report as $800.
Yeah, no. If
Okay.
your limit was only 5, no, yeah, definitely not.
Okay, because I was just like, what in the world? Okay, late fees and interest. That's a spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I could just go ahead with the dispute process with that.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
perfect.
sure. Definitely.
All right. Thank you. Great session, y'all. Great session.
All right, cool. So I wanted to, because I know there's people that are in here from school and maybe aren't a part of CIA, and I wanted to also be able to give my CIA people something too. So I wanted to give those of you that are not in the CIA, I want to give you guys a 70% off coupon code that I'm going to allow to be good through. I'm going to extend it to midnight tonight, because earlier I did till 10, but it's almost 10 o'clock. So I'm going to extend it till midnight Eastern time. So if you guys want to use that, it'll be 70% off. It's CIA 70 is the code. And then you guys can also use that coupon code for any done for you service that we offer, whether you need your credit repair business set up, whether you need like some other sort of funnel created. So that will take care of that. Hold on. So the discount is for anybody that's not in CIA. Someone asked me what it was for. So the discount again is for anybody that's not in CIA and wants to join. You can join for 70% off. So it's like $200 and something. Okay. Or you can use it for if you need your credit repair business. Like if you are going through the steps and trying to set it up yourself and you're struggling and you want us to do it for you, our price is $997. Okay. So 70% off of that is like around like $300, like just under 300, I think.
Around
So,
nothing.
yeah, around nothing. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, you can do that tonight. Both, it's the same coupon code for either option. So even if you get into CIA and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this coupon code and just go ahead and sign up for the done for you service, then you can go ahead and get that too. Okay. So you can use it on just those things. It's not good for any other product, but it's good for all those things. And if you go to use it and for some reason it's not working, just message me. I'll fix it. But I set everything up before this. So I want to make sure you guys all got that. So if, you know, your credit repair business, if you need that set up, hold on, honey. Or if you have another funnel, like maybe you have a digital product that you want to create and you want to get that up so that you can start selling that, we can help you with that as well. If it's a full out course, that pricing is on our Done For You website, and it's 70% off of that as well. So I know people have taken advantage of that deal before, so I'm gonna honor that tonight. My son wants his cereal, so. All right. There are 45 people. All right. Yeah, so it's CIA 70. All right. Anybody else have any other questions or anything? All right, cool. Mikhail's like, no. All right, good. Sounds good. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Denise. You know, thank you everybody that even offered your own opinions and, you know, your own experience as well. Like, we appreciate all of it. That's the power of being in a community. So, you know, school is amazing. If you're not in school, get in there. If you're not in CIA, get in when you're ready. Or if you want to take advantage of the coupon code, feel free. You get all of our other products, personal and business credit products for free that are included with that as well. And it's just great, again, to be in a community, because when you're in the CIA community, you're with other people that are actively fixing other people's credit. So you can tap in with those people, figure out what's working for them, like how Denise shared tonight, what system she's using and how she uses it. Like, those are things that we talk about on a daily basis. There's a Facebook chat for the CIA. So, and it's always active. Like, we're always talking in there and helping people to fix things and, you know, answer questions. So anyway, I'll wrap it up. Mikhail, do you have anything that you want to say? Yes, I will drop a link for school.
No, that's really it, man. I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. Hopefully you guys got value. Like, y'all, I know y'all got value. Like, I ain't even going to pump fake. I know y'all got value tonight. I ain't worried about that. Just make sure
and
y'all.
I'm sorry, but I wanted to say the coaching, right? Like, seriously, I was not here for Mikhail's presentation, but I'm telling you guys, like, if you are struggling in your business, because Mikhail and I were struggling for a really long time to get our business up and running and to figure out what works, right? And everybody charges for stuff now, like to figure out what works. And then you end up spending the money and you don't get the solution. You don't get the blueprint that you needed, right? We aren't those people. So if you pay for mentorship with us, you're going to get the result. However, it is going to require you to put in the same amount of effort that we're putting in. You're not going to have to sit there and create your funnels necessarily, but you're going to have to put your foot in it. Okay? Because this is your business. And if you want it to succeed, like, you have to commit to that. So if you sign up for our mentorship, like, I promise you that it'll be one of the best things that you ever did. Not a bad review that I've heard anywhere from other people, you know? So that's all I wanted to say. What? A bad review?
Yeah, like,
I would never.
Like,
listen, there is no situation where I would allow a bad review. If I saw a bad review, I would reach out to that person. You know, I would be I would be like, listen, there's miscommunication somewhere, right? Like, no, we don't ever do anyone bad, because I don't ever want a bad review. If anything, I just give them their money back, move on. That's another. If you have an issue with a credit client, just give them their money back. It's not worth the headache. I promise you. Just refund them and move on. Like, don't. I know it hurts to have to refund, but it's better than a dispute. All right, guys.
Well, I have a question before you hang up.
Yes.
Hey, can we use that 70% coupon code for the mentorship?
Well, see, the thing is with that, the pricing is not the same for everybody, because it depends on the person's needs and what, like, there's no set pricing.
Okay.
So No, because there's not a link that I can send you directly. But Tiffany, you would be amazing. Like you are like you're some okay, if you're an action taker, right? And like you're somebody that's been trying to learn the system and you just need coaching. Like that's really what it is. It's coaching, it's direction. It's like, okay, that looks like crap. Let's fix it. You know, like your offer's not good enough. Here's how you can make it better. Now go do it. You know, like we help to make those things better because the goal is we want you to make more money. We want you to get the result because if you don't, what good does that serve us?
Okay, I'm signing
Now,
up. That's all
you
you had to say.
know?
That's all you had to say. I'm signing up. Wait, where's the button?
Yeah, like we want
Can
you
you
to
put
get
the
the
can you
result.
can you put the link again? I'm signing up right
Jem,
now.
can you put the link again if you're still here? But yeah, just sign up for the you just have to fill out the application
Okay.
and then yeah.
Wait, which one is Tiffany talking about?
Our coaching. I already talked to you about it. You and I already talked.
Okay, yeah, I have to get that. I'm waiting on my credit card. I called US Bank today to get it expressed.
And I actually don't have a credit card, but I've made it so this last month since that one video. Remember that one video that went viral? It
Yeah.
actually made me a few $1,000s. So I wanna take
Nuh-uh.
that.
That's
So-
amazing. I'm so
I'm
happy.
actually gonna take that money before I haven't got any business funding yet. I'm trying to wait for my my credit profile to season up a little bit.
Girl, yes,
But,
all good.
what better way to spend the money that I made on improving what I got, because I see that it works. If anybody's on the fence about joining the Credit Influencer Academy, I'm telling you right now, hands down, it was the best decision that I've made. I've had different kind of side hustles on my life, but this right here, truly is amazing, and it truly works if you work it. And so, I want to spend the money that I made back with you guys so I can make some more money.
That's right. Yep.
Before I get funding, I'm just going to take the money that I made. And that's what, you got to put it back into the business. So that's what I want to do, is put it back
Heck
into
yeah. And
the
it's a
business.
write-off.
Right. I haven't figured
Anything
that
you
part out yet.
invest with us is a
I haven't
write-off.
figured out the tax part yet. I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, I kind of
That-
need you guys
And
guidance
we
in
can
all
help.
different
Yes.
ways.
Yes.
Because I
And I
didn't
can
know
give
it
you
was going to be
advice
as
on that.
profitable as it has been. And so I'm like, oh, wait, I better get things in order. And I don't know what, where, when, what. I want to start hiring a VA, but I don't even know what it is that I do. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting. That's why you keep seeing me stand up, because I've been sitting in front of this computer all day doing consultations.
You should see me. Yes. When I get up from this computer, I can barely walk. It's so
My
bad.
chair now makes a squeaking noise. I got to get a new chair because I've been sitting here all day doing
Yes.
consultations, doing all it takes to run this business. And only thing I've outsourced so far is I do have a dispute manager. Besides for that, I do everything else. I do all my marketing. I do all my videos. I do everything. And so I don't even know how to send, give somebody else information what to do, because I don't even know what it is I do yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Yes. And the whole hope, right, for Mikhail and I, was to not stay in credit repair and to not stay in service-based, because when you run a service-based company, like it's your time. Even if you hire assistants and things, it's still taking up your time. Like you have to direct them, you have to be able to coach them and tell them what to do, and you show up every day, But when you have a profitable digital product and you can replace that, you can get out of that, and then that's when you can travel. Like literally when Mikhail and I went to Barbados for 10 days, we talked to Jem like every day, but like she ran our whole business for us. We enjoyed vacation, and that's the difference between like service-based and like digital. Like
Yeah,
it's
so that's
just,
my whole purpose, is not to have another job, because I do have a full-time job. As I
Yeah.
eventually, like my goal is to get it to where it makes money by itself. But I'm just following your instructions about starting off with the service and then offering. So yeah, I'm trying to follow instruction like you guys said, and so far so good.
yes.
I feel like I'm
Yep.
on the right track, but I could also
Yeah, you're
I can
super
use a little
consistent.
hand holding. I can use a little bit of hand holding, because I don't want to mess things up while it's going good. Like I feel like this is
Yes.
the perfect time for me to jump in on the mentorship,
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
can take it further. Okay,
For sure.
and that was enough for me.
What are you wearing?
And Dom, just my 2 cents. We need that write-off class, because I think I hit you up before, like, yo, what could we write off of the products that we purchased from you guys? So now you're saying
Everything.
okay.
hell yeah. Yeah. So like for me, I write off everything, even like trips and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, like I have proof of all of the content that I've made and how I've used it and what it made me in my business that day. Like I can document everything, right? There's a, I don't know where my phone is. Hang on. Let me see if I have it in notes. There is a like a specific law. Let me see if I can find it. My God, I have so many. Right off. What, Mikhail? Okay. Hold on. Aha. 162A allows you to write off your ordinary and necessary business expenses. Is what it's called. So just like write that down. I got that from a tax professional.
162A.
162A allows you to write off your ordinary and necessary business expenses, and you determine what is ordinary and necessary in your business. So if you were to ever get audited or anything like that, that 162A is what you want to have in your.
I kind of lost track of all the stuff that I bought from you guys. I might have to probably look through my emails, but is there any way you could probably like send me something of like, you know, all the things I purchased so I could just remember and the dollar
Yeah,
amount?
I think that I can go back through everything that you bought and like email you a receipt, I think.
Yeah, just, you know, like whatever got
Just
this.
remind me. Just bother
Okay,
me until I do it.
All right,
Yeah.
I got you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, you guys can write off anything. Like literally, we write off
He gets a trash bag.
everything. I know, I don't know why. Working out. When? Mikhail is wearing a trash bag. A black trash bag. I was like, what are you doing? At first I was like, what is that?
He's trying to sweat more. That's like an old technique. That's old school.
I know, but like, do you have a shirt on underneath of that, or is that just trash bag on skin? And those are scented.
He's gonna smell like mint all day.
Literally, they're mint. They're the mint ones. Oh my God, I'm crying. I can't. All right, guys. 39 people here listening to craziness. Oh my God. But yes, anything like with writing off stuff in your business. For me, like I use QuickBooks and I didn't use QuickBooks for a really long time. And I should have been, and I didn't have a professional that I was working with, and I just hired one a couple years ago. And I see, yes, great. Go sit wherever you need to. And he taught me how to categorize things within QuickBooks. And I spent like $6,000 to learn. And I did it all myself, like went in and categorized everything. And then I had to do everything. I even had to reconcile some things from previous years that wouldn't go into QuickBooks. I literally had to pull statements and go line by line and categorize things. It took me months to get it done. But unfortunately, when you make mistakes in business, like you have to eat it. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And I had to take care of those things and fix those things, but everything's good now. I just strongly advise get QuickBooks, connect all of your credit cards to it. I know they always say to open bank accounts at like all these different banks for businesses, right? That's like it's a lot to reconcile when you actually have to do your taxes and you have to reconcile accounts every single month. Like, oh my God, because you have to reconcile every credit card, every business credit card that you have, every line of credit that you have with your business. It's a lot of work because you have to do it at the end of every single month and then for the whole year. So it's a lot of work. I have 2 business bank accounts right now, and that's it. Because I'm not doing more than that. And that's just me.
What do you mean the internet gurus that's telling you to get 10 bank accounts ain't really
Until
doing that?
They're not doing their taxes or they're not explaining the whole thing, like that's wild.
That's a
No.
part of our mentorship. That's a part of the $1 million business plan. It's like you can make it to $1 million, but can you take it to $1 million? Can you
I have
keep
one
it?
more question. I have one more question. I'm filling out the form, right? And so in the mentorship, right? So if I want a couple of done for you things, do I have to buy that separately?
No, it
Okay,
would be
good.
all
Like-
included.
Okay, great. Done.
Yeah, we built all that out. All right, cool. I will end it now. I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for staying until the end. I need to go and extend that coupon code before I
And
forget.
thank you, Denise. Thank you, Denise. That was
Yes.
yeah. We're gonna have to help Denise package that one up. Thank you,
Yes.
guys.
Yes, for sure. Denise is amazing.
See y'all
All right,
at the
guys.
top and not from it.
Have a good night. The recording will take a
Bye,
while to
guys.
save, but then I will be putting it in the Credit Influencer Academy. But until next time, have a good night. Talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Bye.